Hello, everybody, far and wide, and welcome to this forum that looks back in time. Courtesy of Casa D18 Studios, we hope you enjoy what's being called Throwback Thursday. Over the coming weeks, months, and hopefully years to come, we hope that you will enjoy us opening the vaults and archives to look back at some of the most unique content across all of our platforms, whether it's Casa D18 Studios, the Jeff Meacham Network, NoDQ.com, my Sybil YouTube channel, the Sybil Man's brand, and of course, FTW Productions, hosted by James Hebert at jhebertside95. It basically is just going to offer you a ton of classic content. So with that being said, buckle up, have fun, take a seat, just enjoy life and enjoy wrestling and enjoy what this Throwback Thursday has in store for you. And again, I hope that you stay tuned for many more that hopefully will come too.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
The Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.
JJ, Jeff, you want to kick this thing off because I'm still trying to process everything here.
Yeah, it's like
Who wants to go
Okay.
first?
Yeah, who wants to go first?
well,
Come on in. It's open mic night with your host.
you could maybe say there's really 4 topics, but it's split into 6.
The Renegade, JJ Williams.
The Sammy and Eddie Kingston thing, which one's the better smelling turd?
And his panel of co-hosts.
I am the founder. We'll call me that for today since we're going with the Jeff Jarrett love theme here this week, according to JJ.
The West Coast Professor, Jeff Meacham.
Karma is karma is karma.
That's professional wrestling! Damn it!
The Simple Man, Noah Foster.
It's showtime! Yeah! How you doing, JJ? How you doing, Jeff?
James.
Yeah.
And the He-Man, James Hebert.
Imagine Bill Burr, Joe Rogan, Paul White, the Baldies. There you go. It sells itself.
God.
Get in there.
Short his ass and shit the bed.
He's not Amber Heard.
Give it time, JJ. Give it time.
No, I'm sure Jeff has some stuff that
Dumb move. Just don't pull this bullshit again. You get one.
Tony needs to stop caring about the ratings.
Bradshaw said as long as the ads are in place, we're not going to lose that third hour.
Ring of Honor does not have to be AEW Live. They don't necessarily have to coexist with each other. We kind of saw that tonight to a degree.
Along with a panel of guests.
He's no longer glorious. Don't you bring that up. You want me to rant about what my NXT used to... No, we are done here for the night. I swear, James.
Because you never know who may show up for open mic night.
I leave our company in the capable hands of an extraordinary group of superstars, employees, and executives.
The first thing that came to my mind was, it's about damn time.
Amen.
I literally touched everybody in the state's trash. It's horrible, you guys.
Peyton's new thing is Dennis the Menace, but it's funny because she calls it Dentist the Medicine.
That's great.
When Elliot Taylor came out and did Born for Greatness live, I was popping my pussy, having a great time. I didn't care. I was having so much fun.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Fuck Bill Belichick.
How to do the friggin' football thing? We ended on wrestling, and then you bring in that shit. That's just how the thing goes off the damn rails. Brilliant, bloody brilliant.
So let me start first of all by saying this. Let me go ahead and get a solo shot here because this is a total apparent thing. That's my bad. Okay. When I invited it to made it okay for Dylan to be here, I forgot about the pop and pussy and the fuck with Belichick part. So
Yeah,
my
damn it.
bad parenting skills.
This is what's wrong with today's generation.
That's right. But to be fair, he's a Belichick fan, so I'm okay with that part. Nah. Anyway, welcome to Open Mic Night, everybody. I am, of course, the West Coast Professor Jeff Meacham, the man with the name on the marquee. We are awaiting everybody to come on in, as Morgan Freeman instructs us to do each and every Saturday night after a pay-per-view, or premium live event, or a supercard, however you want to describe it. We have a big group tonight. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the room, plus me, plus our host, JJ. Wait to see if Dylan's camera gets turned on and acknowledged. That way we can get him here because my son is here. God help us. And JJ's daughter is she still watching in the green room, Jay? Or are we?
No, she's not in the green room. I asked her if she wanted to be on for the first segment about the Rumble to give her thoughts, and she admitted that she didn't really know that much about it. She didn't want to come off as unintelligent. So,
all right. Well, I'm gonna
because you do that all the time,
right? Well, it is a big 4 night, so I'm gonna go ahead and give everybody their flowers, if you will, an introduction here, if you will. So, of course, to my left on screen, to my right, if we're being stage proper, our host, our executive producer, the Renegade JJ Williams. Although I'm producing tonight just because I get to be here, yay me. To JJ's right, left, whatever, is our extraordinary play-by-play man par excellence, the simple man with a spectacular voice, Noah Foster, who called a hell of a rumble, and what a rumble it was to call. We'll get into that momentarily. Below Noah, we have the stat boy himself, Mike Caldwell, who is happy to be here because he's not watching a hockey game, and Lord knows his hockey team sucks. Next to Mikey is our soon-to-depart open mic night come March. We'll talk about that later on, I'm sure. Josh Mansfield is with us as well. Below me is the James Hebert, who is, I'm sure, looking forward to our topics because they are very, very interesting. The ones Jay just picked out. We'll get there momentarily. In the bottom row, as has become a more frequent occurrence, we have Miss Dory Lou from across the Casa D Stat Boy, and for the first time and probably the last time, knowing my luck of his damn mother, is my son, the man, the myth, the legend. Dylan is here. So, Dylan, here's the deal with my is you've been like on the peripheral on occasion up this late to do this. There is no language being curbed. Your father's drinking throughout the show. What do you think?
Speaking of which.
And as you saw by the opening, we pull no punches with any sort of language being used, including people popping their pussies. So there you go. With that being said, JJ, and we've lost Dory. There you go. JJ, if you dare. Okay. Before we get into the meat and taters of the night, we do have a super chat from the man in the middle, if you will.
Bobby Jam, Josh super chatting.
And Lisa, you're here in the chat room, and I love that you're here. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you being here. But you can come on in. I mean, it's not that late in Toronto. Come on. And yes,
depends if she's got sleeping chittens or not.
Well, I mean, that's fair too.
The family.
And yes, yay, Dylan's here. We're happy Dylan's here. But $5 super chat from Josh says, love y'all. Hats off to you. Cheers to all of you. Also, specific cheers to the young future successor of the Meacham Media Empire and to my new endeavor. Yes, we will get to Josh's endeavor as we do our plugs, chills, and all that happy nonsense. But, JJ, it is the floor, as it has become every Saturday, is now yours, my friend.
All right. Well, then. This should be an interesting one because we're already an hour and a half past what we thought was going to be start time.
Right.
So let's try to take that into consideration. You know, I know we usually have a pretty free-flowing feel to the show, but I'm sure everyone would like to try to get to bed at a somewhat reasonable hour. So let's try not to go too long on some of these.
Yes.
First thing we're going to
5 a.m.
discuss.
East Coast?
Hopefully.
What is sleep? I'm fine either way. I just got done calling one of the damnedest endings I've ever seen in wrestling.
Right?
We both have church tomorrow, Noah. We need sleep.
I'll function fine and sleep afterwards. That's why Sunday's the day of rest. Anyway,
I sleep when I'm dead. All right.
So, let us kick off with some post-Rumble pay-per-view thoughts.
Yes.
All right.
You know, just coming out of the event, myself, Noah called the majority of the action. James was there for the Rumble matches with us. James, we appreciate that. Stat Boy, we appreciate you being there with the numbers that matter during those matches.
Damn it, someone had to be.
I think I'm going to turn it over to Dylan to start things off.
Ooh, on the spot.
What would you say was the highlight of the night, the low point of the night, and were there any moments that really surprised you?
Oh boy. Okay.
Right.
I would say highlight of the night. Two things. I would say the entire Roman KO match, not the afterwards or before or anything, just the match itself.
Okay.
A lot of storylines still in the match with Sammy and everything. And then that Logan Paul Ricochet scene from the Royal Rumble.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about a low point?
Bray and Knight, the actual match itself. So it was like 2 seconds.
Okay. And then was there anything overall that just like really surprised you?
Surprised me? I mean, okay, Booker T was kind of a surprise, but I don't think there's really any surprising things. It wasn't any upsets that happened. I mean, no championships turned. Nothing that really would shock anyone. I would say the most surprising thing was probably Jay walking out, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to agree with you on that. With as opposed to Sammy Uso as Jay had been throughout the entire angle, for him to be the one that spoke up for him in tribal court, for him to be the one that urged him to be his partner for the tag title match on Monday, and for him to be the one who he didn't fight back against the bloodline, but he didn't assist in their assault either.
No.
So there's still a huge question mark as far as I'm concerned regarding Jey Uso.
That's right.
He did still act on the assault with Kevin and everything.
Kevin, yes.
But not on Sammy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the key factor we're going to have to think about for 2 days now.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Very much so.
At least.
Dory, we'll go to you next, and then we'll pop up to Stat Boy, work down that row. So just everyone try to think of your answers to those questions, because it's the same 3 questions to everybody. Dory, highlight of the night, low point of the night, anything that surprised you.
Highlight of the night actually was the fact that I got home in time to watch the main event.
Hey!
Right, so I did actually get here to see part of the show. I was excited about that.
Yay.
Oh my gosh! I mean, it was just wow. I really don't have a lot of words. It was a great match. There was some good back and forth there for a while, and I have to say, I was really hoping that KO was going to dethrone Roman, and I'm right there with the crowd that was chanting, "Fuck you, Roman!" at the end there. Sammy's turn and taking that chair to Roman was just, I thought that was great. And then Jay doing the about face and getting out of the ring instead of joining in on that beatdown. Yay, Jay.
Yeah.
Yay, Sammy. But
low points?
The overall beatdown between that bloodline gave both KO and Sammy was too much.
Okay.
It was too much. I mean, I actually turned it down and stopped watching it.
Damn.
Okay. Wow. And then surprising, would you say the surprise then, since all you saw was the main event, was Jay walking out?
Yep. And I thought it was awesome.
All right. Stat Boy, same 3 questions to you.
Highlight of the night, I'm going to agree with my nephew, the double clothesline off the ropes into each other. That is, if someone could get like a freeze frame of them in midair, that would be a great photo to try and get signed at some point. That'd be like a autograph's dream.
Agree.
Low point, of course, would probably be the end, the beatdown. I mean, Kevin took one hell of a beating from, and it all started with the shots to the ring steps. That's where things really started to go south. It's even more sad that, you know, with all the hype, with the Will the Rock show up, he could have been the one to maybe pull the save to pull Roman off, but that didn't happen. So that was a little bit disappointing, but of course the beatdown with the handcuffs and like that was just, I think they crossed a line, but that's what happens in wrestling. Of course, the surprise of the night was having both number ones go insane amount of distance, 60 minutes for Rhea and 70 minutes for Gunther. I'm sorry I call her Rhea, but I'll try and get her name right. I mess up names, that's what I do.
Should be more sorry for calling Walter Goomfer, but I'll allow it for now.
Yeah.
Mikey didn't watch your NXT, Noah. Give him a little bit of a break.
No, I didn't.
All right. That's fine.
There were some other good long distance numbers in the Rumble that I can eventually take a look at. There were a couple 30-minute ones. Johnny Gargano for one. Logan Paul coming out at 29. I'll throw this in the disappointment ones. Logan Paul at 29 was a bit of a disappointment, and of course the botch entrance with Nia Jax. That's when I threw down my headset. That's where I'm like, if you're gonna bring out number 30, get the timing right. I mean,
See, at least that's one botch that wasn't her fault.
True that.
I mean, I'm gonna praise my nephew. Dylan could have ran the show on better time than what they did. I think with a non-digital watch. Oh my God! What the hell is that? That is frightening. Get that off the screen. What is?
When was that porn stashed? When was that porn stashed?
The picture's one thing, but that was too much. I'm gonna have nightmares. What the hell?
We already have nightmares, Mikey. It's all
that orange was more neon than the entire dark match, bro.
Damn,
I have no idea what you're all talking about because
I checked, sir. I'm still your uncle, bro. You're gonna your uncle? Really?
Here.
Do I need to see something here, or is this better off left in the dark? Because I'm working on the statistics right now of everything tonight, all the prediction leagues. So I'm always looking at an Excel sheet.
leave it in the dark like the pitch black match.
As you were.
I have funny idea, Jeff. Next time you should do another one of those, but put Jeff. Listen to me. Put Mikey Statboy in a freaking NASCAR because he looks like he'd go straight out of the freaking. He comes straight out of Jeff Gordon's freaking DuPont Chevrolet.
This photographic footage of me in Kyle Busch's car.
Let's bring it back, guys. Let's bring it back.
All right.
Josh, over to you. You can unmute your drunken self and answer the 3 questions.
Can you say them again real quick?
Highlight of the night, low point of the night, surprise of the night.
Highlight of the night. I didn't watch the men's Rumble, so as much as I want to say Cody and Gunther at the end and Cody winning, as is his birthright, damn it!
But you digress.
By the shirt, we all know I did.
I gotta make it personal for me. Michelle McCool. I got to. Shut it, JJ. Because I'm about to piss you off with my low point of the night, and I don't give a damn about
here we
it.
go.
Oh, here we
Low
go.
point of the night, Nia Jax. Don't care.
Amen.
Give a crowd.
Amen.
Look. I don't care if you want to call her a low point of the night. Where I take issue is all the people that say that she doesn't deserve to be in the ring in the first place. That's where I draw the line.
I won't go that far. I'll just say she's not good at it.
And that's
used
fair.
To like her at some point.
That's fair.
I don't anymore. So at this point, I could care less.
Yeah,
What
that's
was the
fair.
third one
Everyone is entitled to dislike who they want.
Yeah.
But when you cross that line and say that someone doesn't deserve to be in the ring, when you yourself aren't stepping in there and doing what they do on a nightly, weekly basis, that's where you cross the line, and that's where I get pissed like I did earlier.
Right. Yeah.
The third one to your question was surprise of the night.
I guess it's not a surprise that we didn't get Rock after what they did at the end. Because if Rock was going to be there, they just would have had KO roll out the ring and just him be gone and Rock show up. If Rock comes back, there's no him saving anyone. It's all bloodline from there on out. They won't do it like that. So I guess for me, surprise of the night, it's going to be how much I'm really enjoying. It's not really a surprise. It's an enjoyment. How much I'm really enjoying having Dylan on for open mic night tonight. And honestly, it should be more of a regular. He is awesomely fun.
Sure.
So there you go. Much to your father's chagrin, Dylan.
I don't think Jeff cares as much about Dylan being on. It's the maternal side of things that always becomes a question, and we're just going to leave it at that. James, over to you.
All right. For me, I think highlight of the night. Man, there's 2. Wait, what were the 3? Because now I'm forgetting. Jeez. I know
It's
that
very
highlight,
simple.
low point.
People pay attention. Jeff, do you need to throw it up there in a banner?
No.
Highlight, low point, surprise.
Yeah, surprise.
It's
Okay.
not rocket science. We're
No,
not doing brain surgery.
I know it's also like 12:49 here. Leave me alone. Anyway, okay. So highlight is definitely the two that Dylan said. Believe it or not, I think the Ricochet Logan spot was awesome, and Cody winning the Rumble was definitely highlight for me. Low light, I agree with Dory. Just because it was very uncomfortable. I'm mainly not even just a beatdown. The fact that he slammed his head into the steps to start the beatdown, practically, that was
the front of the damn steps.
Yeah, that was really rough. I'm shocked that they even cleared that to happen. And also Nia Jax, because I agree with Josh. And Lacey Evans. Probably my ultimate low light. Number one low light for James Hebert is Lacey Evans showing up in the damn Rumble. Freaking autism speech supporter. If you know why that's bad, you know. Anyway. Yeah, see, Josh knows. Anyway, my surprise of the night is the way they did the Sammy turning on the bloodline and the way Jay walked out. That was the way they pulled that off was very good.
Okay.
And also a surprise, honorary mention for surprise is the pitch black match being really weird and strange and short on time, and also why it was just like Naomi's rave, but Bray Wyatt competed in it with Eli Drake or LA Knight wearing glow in the dark tights. It's weird. I don't know. I didn't understand it. It was yeah.
Nah, it's all good. We're going to go right above James. We're going to go to the man whose name is on the marquee first. We're just going to run down the row that way. I try to keep things in some kind of semblance of order, Meacham.
That's good, damn it.
So I wanted to highlight Lisa's comment because I thought it was just it was awesome. So I'm gonna give her own screen because she wants to be here, she just can't because she got the chittins. So go ahead and there we go. Highlight for her was Cody, of course. Low light, the beatdown was a little over the top and some got carried away. Nothing really surprised her. Gee, what a shock that is. So nothing's gonna surprise Lisa these days, and that's awesome for me. The highlight was definitely, as much as they were both expected, Cody and Rhea winning. I think those are both long overdue for Cody to start finally getting that push toward the title. For Rhea to win the Rumble was long overdue. Low point, the stair spots. We all know I don't like watching stuff like that. Just it was a little much. The actual beatdown after the match wasn't a low point for me because it needed to get us. It got us where we needed to get with Sammy, so I was okay with it. Maybe a little tense, but I don't think so personally. Surprises, definitely that spot with Ricochet and Logan Paul, friggin' people, Jesus Christ, and Jey Uso walking on the bloodline. I am. Other than the fact that I'm losing hours, which sucks, I am so glad I can have a straight shot through tomorrow to Friday because I can't wait to see how things lay out on SmackDown now.
Okay.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And before you throw, speaking of me being off, I will be here for the NWA pay-per-view as well on the 11th.
There you go.
That's good.
For me, I would have to say that the highlight. You took one of the ones I was going to say that I hadn't heard anyone use yet. Rhea winning for one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then as long as Gunther went, going pretty much bell to bell.
That was cool.
The other highlight for me was the return of Pat McAfee, which I haven't heard anyone say yet. I wish they would have used him as a surprise entry in the Rumble.
I agree.
And then, especially since they started with the Men's Rumble, and then once he got eliminated, he could have gone back to commentary for the rest of the show.
Yeah.
But I would have had him come out as a Rumble participant, especially considering they had Logan fucking Paul.
Yeah,
Low point, the Pitch Black match and Hardy's performance.
Right.
Like the Wish version of Kid Rock just needs to go the fuck somewhere.
So, okay. I actually don't. Sorry.
And then as far as surprises, the Jay thing, obviously. Michelle coming from out of the crowd, I thought was a nice touch, as much as I can take or leave her, much to Josh's chagrin. Don't give me that shocked look, Josh. She only got as many championships as she did because she was fucking Undertaker.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
That may be a hot take, but it's the truth, damn it.
Damn, JJ on some of the night.
Damn. And it was bad.
Till late 2010.
I didn't say she married him. I said she was fucking him.
Damn.
Taker was still
Dylan, cover your ears.
Oh, please. Dylan's heard this kind of language from both of his parents.
He used to live with the majority of people in this room, so I mean,
this is accurate.
Okay, well, this is just the mom stepping in. Okay, we're good.
I mean, like I said, her coming in from the audience, like was pointed out during the match, we've had announcers enter, but we've never had someone from the actual crowd come into the match. So that was a nice little touch. But yeah, that's the way it goes for me. The simple man with the spectacular voice to bring this topic home. Noah, what were your thoughts on the highlight, low point, and surprises of the night?
This was definitely a Rumble we will remember for two reasons. History, maybe infamy, maybe a tragedy, but also suspension of disbelief. Highlight of the night, JJ, you could do a top 5 as far as highlights. This was quite a show. I mean, first off, Pat McAfee. Again, we haven't seen giddy Michael Cole since Pat McAfee left, and Corey Graves is like, this is what you used to be? I don't like this. And Corey Graves, the way he reacts to it color-wise, and the three-person dynamic here was one of the best three-person dynamics I've ever seen in WWE. About damn time to get it right. But also, if they somehow capture that type of move as a secret move in the video game, I will personally buy the next W2K game just to do that with Ricochet. That was something you would only see out of a movie CGI-wise, what Logan Paul and Ricochet did. We have not seen that since your NXT, where Ricochet and Camille Hayes tore the house down Worlds Collide. So definitely the highlight for me. The other highlight, seeing Kana, something non-WWE, a force to be reckoned with in the women's division, even in defeat, knowing she's now part of this. I love that so damn much. Could not be more excited. As far as low point, I was really hoping they followed with the Beth Phoenix thing, and the number 30 thing was a wash because of the entrant, not because of the entrant, but because of the entrance of the entrant itself. So that's really all I gotta say about that. And as far as surprise goes, how freaking effing brutal freaking Roman Reigns went with KO beyond Brock Lesnar with those forced shots to the back of the head dropped. I can't stress it enough. Fucking front face of the steel ring steps. Damn it. Not once, but twice. Absolutely beyond. Oh, you're a safe worker. He's an unselfish guy. Remember you said this, James Hebert, last year? Bullshit my ass. Jesus, could have freaking concussed the damn man. But overall, besides that, yeah, Jey Uso, a guy that literally leapt his blood in the name of somebody he deemed friend, who saw something in him that nobody in his family necessarily ever considered about him. The guy that started the bloodline as the right-hand man, now being part of, I said the bloodline, I was never going to say that again tonight, bloodline as we know it ending, a division, crazy to say the least. So that's my simple takeaways from this unique Royal Rumble Premium Live event. And also, respect Darling General. And congratulations to Rhea Ripley making history with Coast to Coast.
Damn right. Respect the Ring General. Like, I already...
Walter, damn it! Anyway, continue.
I already was a Walter Gunther fan, and watching his performance in the Rumble tonight was just amazing. And Lisa, we can too. And as a matter of fact, that's going to be a part of our main event conversation. So make sure you stick around for that.
Ooh.
Yes, Jeff, I
All
see your
right.
hand up. I appreciate that the man with the name on the marquee is actually raising his hand.
Well, I'm only 2 drinks deep, to be fair.
I see you're trying to lead by example. Good on you.
I'm trying. Lord knows I'm trying. So I was going to go out there with guns blazing and freaking shoot you out of the sky with the Michelle accusation about effing Undertaker before she was a champion. Yeah, it's not true. She was champion in 2008. They were effing 2007. So I could have. I was trying, Josh. I tried. But the sweetness of it was what surprised me, because she did an interview. I think it was on Lillian's podcast not too long ago, or not longer ago than I'm thinking now, but the reason she fell back for him, because he talked about how he felt for her on the Last Ride documentary. They were overseas and she got super sick and had like an injury in her sternum or whatever. So she was laying in the back in the doc's room, just like a mess. Apparently, at some point, Mark came in, took off the Taker jacket, and covered her up to make sure she would stay warm. Like, how sickeningly sweet is that crap, right?
Right.
Anyway. So
there you go.
Oh,
like I've said before, I have a lot more respect for her now that she's retired.
Right.
And I'm not as harsh on her, but facts is facts, Mansfield.
Yes.
Can't argue that.
I would just echo that and say, yeah. When I first started watching in 2010, could not stand Laycool, could not stand Michelle McCool. Was so happy when she retired. But now that she is retired and has been for over 10 years, yeah, no, she's a legend. Hall of Fame this year. Do it, Hunter.
Wait till they come back to Texas. There's still other women that deserve a Hall of Fame spot before her.
Agree.
That is that's honest to God true. That you can't deny that. Like,
and then there's something in there already that can't be bothered to show up for Raw on Monday or anything. Anyway, next topic.
The next topic is kind of a continuation of this. We're just going to go back earlier in the week. We're going to talk a little bit about Raw is 30. 6.5 hours we were live on the air this past Monday from 5 to 8 West Coast time, 8 to 11 East Coast time. We had the simple man with the spectacular voice, Noah Foster, and the Hebe man, James Hebert, on the call. From 8 to 11 West Coast time, from 11 to 2 in the morning East Coast time, it was the dads, not always on wrestling, myself and Jeff Meacham, attempting to do what they did so spectacularly and failing miserably. If you don't believe me, go back and watch it. It was rough.
Oh, come on. You guys are different.
You may think that I'm being harsh on ourselves, Noah, but seriously, it was hard to watch me and Jeff back. For future, it's definitely going to have to be one of us with one of y'all.
Fair enough.
Sure. It's just easier that way because, well, for starters, Jeff had already seen or been a part of the watch along with y'all, so he already knew what was coming. So any kind of
I get you.
So any kind of surprise factor was killed. And then if you watch the show, there were times where I was trying to do commentary and talk about the match, and Jeff would be like squirrel moment and start talking about something completely random and off topic. And it's just like, okay, so we're not even going to acknowledge the match that's on television. Okay. The one place where I feel like we did shine slightly better than y'all, not to toot my own horn, but when they were doing the promo segments, there was a lot of dead air on your guys' end.
Yeah, because we were just
whereas
listening.
I was trying to kind of like relay what was being said in the ring for the viewers.
Right. Yeah.
But that notwithstanding, y'all definitely get an A. We get the Bart Simpson, at least you tried cake. And we're going to go in reverse this time. Noah, we'll start with you. We'll kind of just do the same format. Highlight, low point, and surprise of the night. for Raw
Yeah.
is 30.
So it's one of those things where, again, you figure about the fact I'm 30 years old, and literally Raw was celebrating their 30th year in their weekly episodic run in television history. It's kind of surreal to think about. As far as a high point, well, first off, again, my favorite GM of all time, holla, my player Teddy Long making a tag team match was definitely just. Oh God, I missed that. I remember when tag team wrestling actually freaking mattered. That was fun for me. But as far as highlight, there's no bigger highlight. I'll say it once. I'll say it again. The greatest Raw segment I have seen in over a damn decade plus. Tribal Court. Tribal Court gave me everything possible to think about the future of the Bloodline and maybe even more invested in the Royal Rumble outside the Royal Rumble matches. And that says a whole damn lot considering what the damn name of the show is. So, yeah, there's no bigger higher point than the freaking Tribal Court. Low point, you did not need The Miz and KO to overshadow what could have been more of a respect to the trailblazers of the women's division of Monday Night Raw, like Trish Stratus and Lita, who were not practically even mentioned. If you wanted to go before that, I damn it put in China and Sable. But that's a conversation for another day. So yeah, low point, disrespecting and undermining the history of women in Raw history, period. Not named the Bellas. And as far as surprise, James bigger mark than me, but he marked out. I mean, of all people I expect to show up that night. Bad ass Undertaker. What? I never thought I'd see that motorcycle ride in an arena again. He didn't even do that as freaking Hall of Fame post-acceptance acknowledgement at WrestleMania. He just stood as the Phenom. He didn't come out like Stone Cold Steve Austin on the damn ATV during WrestleMania 25. That was absolutely surreal. And the fact that it looked like he passed the baton as maybe the future Phenom or the guiding light and force of the WWE to one Bray Wyatt. That's an endorsement that is unmatched by anything else in this industry. So, yeah, there you go. Tribal Court, disrespecting Raw women wrestling history. American Badass Undertaker passing the baton for the next generation of WWE to Bray Wyatt.
There you go. For me, highlight, I definitely agree with you on Tribal Court. From a personal level, the whole Bray Taker LA Knight segment.
Whoa.
Especially when you factor in the history as has been documented on this channel, as we've talked about earlier this evening. The fact that one Sean Ricker, LA Knight, was the final client of Percy Pringle III.
Yeah.
Who is best known as Paul Bearer. The mentor, the manager of The Undertaker. So to see them in the ring together,
crazy.
And you know Percy talked to Mark about Sean back when he was in Championship Wrestling.
Damn right.
You could see kinda in both of their faces like this moment is long overdue.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bray being in the ring, kind of getting his moment back from the Taker from the failed WrestleMania match.
Yeah.
You know, that from a personal level for me was just a highlight. Low point, I completely co-sign with you. The fact that they canceled the women's cage match, 19 years in the making, and that the only women that were really represented on the show were freaking Medusa and Charlotte fucking Flair.
Yeah.
Not even the Raw Women's Champion was really on there, like featured heavily. They brought Nate out to bring out his daughter. It was like, really? Do this shit on SmackDown. This is for fucking Raw.
Raw Celebration, might I add, JJ. Again, 30 years. I named 4 key people of the past. Chyna, Sable, Trish Stratus, Lita. Do you want me to go further?
No, I can go further too. But I mean, it's like, this is bullshit. And we all know I'm already not a Charlotte fan, so that just soured me on her even more.
Well, that I do know.
As far as surprises, Kurt Angle as an honorary degenerate. And more so than the Undertaker coming out as the badass, and Undertaker coming out with the Kid Rock music.
Yes. Yes.
That was the bigger surprise.
Yeah, no doubt.
James?
Well,
since Jeff decided to move himself so he could go last.
Well, no, I wasn't trying. Oh no, actually, I only did that so he and I could be in the same row. I just like how it looked better like that. I'll totally go if you want me. That's not a problem.
No, it's okay. Go ahead, James. I'm just giving you shit, Meacham.
I know this.
My favorite highlights, honestly, obviously Taker. I marked out. If you haven't watched it, go watch it.
You did.
Yes, you did.
By the way, in regards to the whole LA Knight and Taker segment with Bray Wyatt in the end as well, can I get a just yeah?
Honestly, I was expecting the glass to shatter when he first came out, so we could have a what versus off.
Oh, I need that. I need that in my life now. I need that in my life. Do it at WrestleMania. Yeah.
Better than
After
Michelle
already said he
McCool.
wasn't going to be there.
Damn it.
Austin going what? Him going Friggin' Danielson comes back, says yes. You know, the battle of the one-word phrases.
Matt Hardy comes back, delete.
Randy, Riley, Jimmy! You know, the classics. Anyway,
buddy, continue. This is brilliant.
I think I like that probably the most, although I did really, really like the Bloodline Tribal Court segment. Really good stuff.
Yes.
My low point, I also didn't like that they just canceled the cage match. I thought there was a way better ways you could have done that. And they just chose the wrong thing. I don't even know why you needed a Sonya Deville and Charlotte match on the card.
Yeah, for real.
I'm sorry, but you could have I would have been, and this is genuine, right? I don't even think it was the fact that Charlotte having a match that I had a problem with. You want to showcase both women's championships and give, you're sucking up the Charlotte Flair segment, fine, right? Why did you have to have the cage match cut for a meaningless Charlotte Flair versus Sonya Deville match? I don't understand that. Jeff had his hand
Wasn't it Bianca versus Sonya?
Yes.
I'm sorry. You're right.
Okay. I was like, I have no problem with y'all hating on Charlotte because Lord knows I see the only one that doesn't. But damn, if you're gonna hate on her for the shit, that's the problem.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
If we're hating anything for Charlotte for anything, it's for letting her father come out in that god awful suit he wore on Monday. Because holy balls, was that thing busy.
Yeah, that was
really an eyesore to say the least. I thought the Braun strip was weird.
But then again, Kathy Kelly posted herself in the picture next to that suit, and nobody even noticed Flair was in the picture because goddamn, Kathy looked good Monday night. So,
yeah, she did.
Anyway.
I don't know, man. It's like even with Bianca too, though. Like Bianca had a title match that you could have just had a promo package on the show at least.
Yeah.
No, I totally agree with what you're saying. It's
for this week's Raw instead.
They showcased the women in the wrong way. They didn't showcase enough of the history of
Victoria.
Yeah, God, seriously, Victoria's on Impact. 8 o'clock on a tape show. Nobody gives a shit about watching.
Yeah, Molly.
That's what figure out on Monday night.
I mean, come on, man.
I marked out to Broken. My Black Widow was on my screen. That's one of my all-time favorite knockouts. Damn it. Put some respect on Lisa Von Marie.
Yeah, man. Like, there's so many women that were important to that show that they really should have showcased. Like Mickie James, Ivory, Molly Holly.
Yeah.
There's so many people. You mentioned China as well.
Especially Joni and God.
I'd even go as far as to say Kelly. I'm surprised they didn't actually show her. I don't think I saw her once in any of the build-up.
You didn't.
Which is like none of these women were featured in the packages, and it didn't really dawn on me until like, okay, now I get where Bellas were coming from, because originally I thought they were just complaining for the sake of complaining. It turns out no, okay, they actually had a legit point.
Yeah,
because
I mean. The whole Bianca Sonya thing, like I said, that could have been just promo to build up to a legitimate match this week on Raw.
Yep.
The fact that you threw out a cage match from one of the best rivalries in the past year for a bullshit match that no one gave two flying fucks about.
Yep. Preach it.
That's a problem.
Yeah. 3, 6, 2 is 8, 2 is 10. Wow, everyone was really close tonight. Nice job,
Stat
everybody.
Boy, over to you.
Oh, did I get my surprise though?
Oh, I thought you did. Sorry.
I'm sorry, I didn't. Surprise. Yeah, Kurt Angle. I agree with actually Kurt Angle. I did not expect to see him. He kind of took me by surprise. I'm like, wait a minute, what's Kurt doing out here? Hold on. And then Teddy Long coming out to announce a tag team match. The whole thing, that whole segment was a trip, man. I love that. That was
against Imperium, the absolute definition against nonsense.
Yes.
I was waiting for Teddy to say, and the man who gets pinned has to go one-on-one with the Undertaker.
I'm just glad he remembered Undertaker's retired.
Yes.
I mean, he was there.
Well, yeah.
Could have been a squash match, you know. Dude comes out, chokeslam, tombstone, 1, 2, 3, done.
All right, I'll give you.
He already got beaten, pinned once. Wouldn't be too far-fetched for him to get put away that quickly again.
Fair point. You're not wrong, brother.
That boy, go.
Highlight, of course, when I think of Raw, I think of DX. So DX, absolutely funny. Kurt in there trying to be the nerd of the group or whatever that was.
The honorary degenerate.
The honorary degenerate.
Yeah, that's the words. That was too funny. I'm not lying.
Low point, I would agree that, you know, cutting the women's steel cage match to just make it a beat down. You know, you go through all that trouble, you go through all that work because let's face it, the steel cage is not that easy thing to put together and just hang from the ceiling without using it, you know. Mm-hmm. So you had that. And again, what surprised me, and I mentioned this briefly on Sports Bar, was when I got home from work and I'm sitting at the table having my dinner, Miss Dory Lou over there, she just starts giving me the highlights. And what's surprising me more is I'm paying attention to it and I'm thinking, who is this person? This coming from Dory Lou after the only maybe if not 1 to 2 years of actually watching wrestling and getting her into it. I'm like, holy cow. You can't teach this stuff in a school. You can't learn this stuff by reading a book. You do it by watching wrestling. Damn it. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, wow. I loved it.
Say, am I as red as my shirt yet?
No. We'll get you there.
All right, Josh, it's on you.
It's highlight what and what?
Are you drunk?
It's the same
We've
format
established
as
this
the
already, Stat
Rumble.
Boy.
Highlight, low point, surprise. Even my daughter is over here on the other couch like, come on, people, get it together.
Yeah.
Seriously, am I the only one that's still 100% focused here while I'm looking at 115 different predictions that I'm scoring right now?
I'm focused.
Yes, Noah.
Well, you're the host, so that's different.
So, highlight for me. Do I even need to actually say it, for fuck's sake?
Yes.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, Taker.
The Underfaker. Okay, cool.
Underfaker. Hey.
Yeah, Brian Clark.
Oh my god! You know what? He does kind of look like him. You know, he kind of does. I didn't even clock that.
God.
I didn't even clock that. Oh my gosh!
Wow, JJ is on a roll tonight.
So
Brian Lee, but you know, it's still funny.
JJ, I love you, but stop being. I'm too gone enough to even think of a good insult.
This
role of
man
Stat
is
Boy-
complaining about going to church in the morning, and he's so drunk he can't complain. He can't even come up with an insult to the executive producer on my show. What happened?
Oh my
The role of Stat Boy
I
tonight will
just
be
had
played by
little
Josh
things
Mansfield.
I was going to
three,
say he's being Bill Belichick's bitch, but
Hold
I
on,
digress.
Sorry, say what you
Let me say, we had a beer class 3 days ago. We can find out if he is legally drunk as of this moment with two simple questions. How much do you weigh, and how much have you had?
150 and 3 of these little Bailey's thingies.
You're legally drunk.
He's legally drunk.
So back to getting on point. Sorry, JJ.
He's another lightweight.
I didn't used to be, but back to on point. Low light, I mean, really, did they really need to get rid of the steel? Actually, you know what? I'm going to say my low point was Judgment Day not winning the tag titles. That was for me.
All right.
You know, I almost can co-sign that with you. The fact that Jimmy got injured and Sammy got put in the match, that was a prime moment for Sammy to be the one who took the fall and to piss Roman off even further.
He go for tonight.
Exactamundo.
I don't want to see him till Saturday.
And surprise, I mean, they actually dragged Hogan out there.
And he got booed out the building.
That's not a surprise,
He did
though.
not.
Did he?
It's Hogan.
He did
Fuck
not get
Hogan.
booed out of the building.
Fuck
They
Hogan.
did. They filtered it.
Oh wow! Yeah, wow.
Triple H would be that petty. He would be.
Oh,
He is not a Hogan fan. Never has been. So that would not surprise me. But
No,
the fact
no,
that Triple H even let them drag Hogan out there,
Josh,
that's where I'm going. So
Josh, he meant
those
the
are
other
my
way
3.
around. He meant the other way around, Josh. They filtered cheers instead of booze. Not booze instead of cheers.
Oh.
Okay, continue. That's all I needed to point out.
That just shows how drunk he is. Continue, Josh.
I didn't even watch. I only watched highlights. I was at a meeting during most of Raw.
I see. Well, fair enough.
Oh, shush it, Jeff.
Motherfuckers complaining about shit didn't even watch all the way through. That's a bunch of
Right?
bullshit.
What about?
How dare you tell the man whose name is on the marquee to hush it?
Yeah.
Surprise moment, Josh. Then we'll move on to Dory.
This boy is drunk off his rocker, but he's trying to set Jeff.
My surprise was the fact that they dragged Hogan out there.
1 L and useful.
All right.
All right, Dory, it's on you. And before you go, I just want you to know what? I was talking. What?
No, it's Dory just kind of owned Jeff. Don't mind us.
1 L and useful.
No, it's not. There's a reason for it.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I get
Okay.
the joke. I get the joke. Okay, continue. Sorry.
Okay, since I was interrupted, over to you, Dory. And before you start, just want you to know that Natalie says hello.
Thank you.
Sweet lady.
Let's see. I love the whole DX segment. For me, that was the highlight. I missed the first 30 minutes, so I missed the whole tribal hearing and stuff. So actually, I joined the watch party with Noah and James when I came in at about half past whatever time it was. But then I stayed on to catch you guys during that opening segment because I had missed it initially. But it sounds like I missed a really good segment there with the tribal trial.
Tribal court. Yes, you did. I also want to give a brief shout out to Moonlight Mirage, who also tagged along during the fun as well. Anyway, continue.
Yes,
she was. She did good. But yeah, the whole segment with DX was just, for me, that was the highlight. And watching James mark out when Taker came out, that was great. And Kurt Angle with all the shirts.
Yes.
You know, he always wanted to be a member of the X, and that shirt comes off, and this, oh, wait, we need a ref. Oh, wait, I got an idea, guys. Shirt comes off, and he's got a ref shirt on. Red, white, and blue stripes. It was pretty cool.
76ers ref shirts for those sports-related
There we go. Well, thank you. So that was my whole favorite part of what I got to see. I was very disappointed also with, like most of you, with there not ended up being a cage match. How they handled it probably could have been done a lot better. But with what Damage Control did and locking themselves in there and then having Adam Pearce have to come out with the bolt cutters to get in, that was interesting. I do hope they bring that cage match back in. And I see Emmanuel says his prediction is to see that Hell in a Cell in WrestleMania. I'd like to see it. I would really like to see that.
Yeah,
that's
Hell in a Cell, cage match, whatever it takes. I want to see that match. Agreed. And let's see. Trying to think of what my surprise would have been.
Yes, the surprise.
I'm not sure, really. I think it would have been Undertaker's appearance into the show. Like I said, I missed the first 30 minutes, but I was Undertaker's. I mean, he's retired, and I know a lot of the retired legends come in and make an appearance. But that was awesome. Seeing him come out as the American Badass was just wow. I'm sorry I didn't mark out like James did, but wow, it was great.
I did the mark out for you. I made you excited. That's my.
There you go.
Yeah, he did. There, bar none. Mark out moment of the week. Jane Heber.
Yeah.
There we go. I would throw to Dylan, but I believe I overheard earlier that he did not see Rise 30. Is that correct?
No, I did.
So we'll just, you did.
Oh, you did?
Okay,
Yeah,
if you did, then go ahead and answer the 3 questions for us.
Highlight is kind of a hot take, but Teddy Long announcing a tag team match because I've always liked him.
Yeah. He does.
Holla, playa.
That was
he does.
cool.
He likes Teddy. Hey.
Respect.
Down point, obviously, the women's match. Highlight is probably Taker rock music and American Badass, and also him putting his hand on shoulder. That kind of was like an interesting. I don't know if it was like surprise, but interesting because you don't know what questions were with it. Like a lot of people say it's like a passing the torch, but it also could be like, I'll see you later. Like, we'll be seeing each other soon or something like that. So there's a lot of questions that can be arose from that. And, yeah.
Okay. Dylan, do me a favor while I'm talking and restart your phone so we can get a better setup because you were choppy as hell there.
Yeah.
Please. Thank you,
But
son.
while Dylan does that, over to you, Jeff, to wrap up this topic.
Yes, sir. So, highlight for me was Tribal Court. Definitely was awesome. You know, it is what it is. I'm gonna be the lone soldier on the field, but Hulkster. I always like seeing him. I know people have their views on Hulk. I will not waver about the character. Yeah. There's Terry and there's Hulk. I like seeing Hulk come out, and I like seeing Jimmy Hart run around like an idiot around him because you know that's what Jimmy does. He hovers around. He orbits around the galaxy that is Hulk Hogan. What he does. Him and Brutus the fucking Barber Beefcake. Anyway, damn. Low light. Again, people are very upset about the women's thing, and I don't discourage that anger. My thing is the match itself being cut from TV can only lead as long as Triple H is actually in charge. Sorry, I was reading. I lost track. If Triple H is actually in charge, we can get a decent resolution to Becky and Bayley, so that'll be okay. Yeah. So, but the low light, honestly, was for me just the inordinately long segments Yes, Bloodline was awesome. Yes, DX was awesome. But they both went way too damn long. For me.
Agreed.
Agree.
Surprise was JJ. I took one of yours for tonight. You can take one of mine for Monday. The American Badass, complete with Kid Rock Undertaker coming out. That was really cool. And again, the moment with Percy, with Percy's boys, was very touching for you and I more than anybody else, probably. But it was still really
Considering y'all's history, I completely agree.
And I'm around my damn self. Adam Pearce, as we know, does his "Love Somebody Today" thing every single day. Courtesy of our buddies Jay Cal at the Alliance blog, this was the picture the other day.
Wow, there you go.
Whoa.
The Machine Brian Cage, LA Knight, the Scrap Daddy himself, the man who likes to make it official, Adam Pearce, as your NWA Heavyweight Champion, and Percy Pringle III.
Damn.
So Pearce didn't officially manage Adam all the time, like he did Cage and Ricker, but whenever it was in town, it was the Pringle Dynasty, baby, and Adam was a part of it. And it tickles me to no end that Adam had Percy for a minute, Bobby Heenan for a moment, Nick Bockwinkel for here and there. Just, Adam's old school historian like I am. And it's cool to see shit like that.
Yeah. Throw that
really
picture back up.
Perspective.
Look at how small Cage is in that picture compared to what
Right?
he
He looks
now.
like a normal human being. What the hell?
Cage is the smallest one in the picture, Jake. Can you believe that shit?
Steroids are a powerful drug. And if
Yeah.
anyone wants to tell me that he didn't take them, you a lie.
I'm not saying it. I'm not
To
saying anything.
answer your question to me in the chat, they are ready.
Okay. Josh, go ahead and throw your plugs out. I saw your thing in private chat. You've got to take off here.
Yeah, I gotta get going. It's late. I'm tired. And I gotta clean the cat's litter box before he claws me to death.
Right.
Because he is cranky boy right now. I gotta get going. So I just want to thank you guys for the Cleveland Combatant. You can find me on Twitter at CatholicJosh122, on Instagram, Alamangram. And my little announcement before I head out, as you heard from Jeff, you will likely not be seeing me as much on open mic nights come March, because in March I start a new position, which I accepted this week, as director of music of a church here about 40 minutes away from my house, which starts in March. So that will require my attention Saturday mornings, here Sunday mornings, at an earlier time than when I normally leave here Sundays. So I will be needing my beauty sleep on Saturday nights. So you will likely not see me as much come that time. Maybe the occasional PLE, but we shall see. So that's in March.
Hopefully you'll be able to join us for WrestleMania at least.
Oh yeah. It's WrestleMania. It's my birthday weekend. Oh freaking yeah.
Yeah.
Dylan's too.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Josh.
Congratulations, buddy.
Congratulations, buddy.
Yes, congratulations. It's going to be sad to lose you as a frequent contributor, but we acknowledge Roman Reigns style, your new position, and we wish you the best in your future endeavors.
Definitely.
What is your official start date?
Yeah. Sorry, Cat's being obnoxious right now. What were you
What's your
saying, Jeff?
official start date?
He's asking for your official start date.
Do not have an official start date, but probably first or second week of March. Cat, chill. I will be right out there.
There's nothing worse than pussy that just won't listen to you. God, it's the worst, isn't it?
Good night, everybody. Good night.
Good, everybody.
Mikey's walking off. Noah's gone, and we're losing Josh.
We are doing.
Okay.
We are making James's life busy tonight.
Hey,
with all the clips he's gonna get from this show tonight.
Probably.
It is only
Listen.
fucking January.
Listen. All I have to say is, Dylan, as a man who has the same father that Jeff is to you, trust me, you'll learn to get used to it if you haven't already.
I'm sure he already is.
The humor is practically similar.
Oh my god.
Let's wind it back in, guys. As we bid farewell to Josh. Yes, Josh.
Yeah, I just want to say real quick before, or you finish that and then I'll finish.
Well, I was going to throw the commercial, which means we're going to go off camera, so speak.
Okay. My last shot for the night, I want to raise in cheers to every single motherfucker on this panel tonight. The Simple Man, Noah Foster.
Even Dory?
Oh,
yeah, and to Dory, because she's just awesome.
Thank you.
To Noah, the Simple Man, because he is just the man. Without whom, I don't think a lot of us would be fans of professional wrestling right about now.
Now you're doing too much.
To the executive producer, JJ, who has to put up with our fucking bullshit each week.
Yeah, I don't know how I do it sometimes, so thank you.
And neither do I. To JJ, who is going to be busy his ass off with all the clips we are making of this.
You mean
to
me?
Dory.
You mean James, not JJ, right?
Yeah, I'm not
to James.
Watch.
This is
Not a bot. He's drunk, Noah.
Yeah, good point.
To the queen of the Jeff Meacham Multiverse of Media, Dory Liu, the ever-present Gibbs slap of the Stat Boy, for which we so appreciate you for.
Oh, you're welcome.
To the Stat Boy himself, who always keeps up with the awesome stats in football and the fun shenanigans we get into on Stat Boy Sports Bar. To the young Mini Meacham, who I don't know where he just went. To Dylan, who is just so fun to just hang out with because I'm not the youngest anymore.
Who's going to say that?
And to the king, the man himself, the man whose name is on the marquee, the boss man, the West Coast Professor, Jeff motherfucking Meacham. To all of you, cheers, love you all, and of course, say it with me, everyone. Fuck
Bill
Belichick.
Belichick.
Yes.
Even though I have no idea who the fuck that is.
Damn.
All right. So, like I was saying before we went on that DX segment that went way too long, as we bid farewell to Josh, here's what's coming up on the Jay Hebert side of things in FTW Productions.
It's out of my head.
Scan the QR codes to see what's upcoming for FTW Productions and what's available on demand right now. Button Masters Stable Wars entire playlist. AEW Grand Slam Rampage and Dynamite Watch Party. Shared Experiences by Mistress Audio and J. Hebert Side 95. Survivor Series 10-year retrospective. The J. Hebert Side of Things, Episode 3. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order Let's Play series. Watch-alongs for Halloween Havoc 97 and Fully Loaded 2000. All of A Simple Man's Brand Simply Predicting panels. Both episodes of The Don DeMarco Show. AEW Spark, WWE Aftershock, and Retro Wrestling Review series. The entirety of the NASCAR Thunder 2004 Let's Play series. All of AEW's watch parties the last 4 weeks. Wrestle Kingdom 17 coverage in conjunction with the Jeff Meacham Network. A Simple Take. Both episodes available now. Super Mario Bros. Z voice acting. Breaking news. ATW View Impromptu. WYW Intro and Immortal Stream. Royal Rumble Match Marathon with retros of events following Marathon. Plugs have concluded. On to the video.
Was hold on, I'm going to mute my phone.
We are back, and the next topic we're going to be discussing here this evening is one that was actually suggested by this man right over here, James Hebert. He sent a video in the group chat for us all to take a look at. Hopefully everyone had a chance to view it. Regarding comments that Eric Bischoff made about Dave Meltzer. Basically calling him a useful idiot. And James, I will kind of turn the floor over to you on this one, since this was your conversation piece you wanted to bring up. Go ahead and take it over.
Basically, in short, ever since the article exposing Dave for, I guess there was a porky pie that he told, and that was actually proven by, I think it was David Bixenspan over the weekend. Bischoff had a lot to say on the matter. So far so as saying a couple things, that he is a useful idiot in that he is a stooge that you can get to spread the information that the wrestlers want spread, which I think more and more is prevalent as the years go on. And I think it's become evidently clear during the last year alone, if nothing else. Meltzer, for those who don't know, covers news in the wrestling industry. I use that in air quotes because it's not really news. And basically, Bischoff straight up said he is, not only is he a useful idiot for people that want toxic stuff spread about them, but he is detrimental to the business and the growth of said business, which I have never agreed with Eric Bischoff more in my life with that statement. I thought that before he even uttered those words in that given order on that podcast clip. The reason I wanted to bring this up is because, for those who don't know, there was at one point, I was actually a subscriber to Figure 4 Online's YouTube channel. And look, man, we bring him up constantly, but in regards to Phil, right, I think it's really rough that you're gonna continue to essentially assassinate his character, whether it's true or not, and basically just prove the dude right at the media scrum. what was his main bitch? JJ, you remember. What was his main bitch with the media?
Not reporting the news properly. It's
Exactly.
something we've been talking about for the better part of a year here on Open Mic Night. Journalistic integrity.
It doesn't exist in the Wrestling Observer. Doesn't even exist in Figure 4 online. And I hate to be that guy because I know, we have friends, some of us that work at Figure 4 online. No disrespect to them. But this is full on to not only Dave Meltzer, but Brian Alvarez as well. Because you're both guilty of this crap. You both are guilty of what Bischoff is saying Dave Meltzer is guilty of. And that's being a harm and a cancer to the business. I've been saying this the entire 365 days onward that this has been a problem.
Yeah.
For like the last year I've been talking about this, especially the last 6 months I've been talking about this. There's a whole 3-hour podcast that did a better job breaking down both sides of that freaking story than the Wrestling Observer ever did.
Yep.
Ever did.
Yep.
That's a crying shame. How much money does Dave Meltzer have? How much money does Brian Alvarez have? I know it's not much, but it's enough to run a freaking site apparently, and you're telling me you can't do what I just did in 3 hours? You can't do that on a weekly basis.
It's a fair point. Eric Bischoff compared the dirt sheets that Meltzer specifically runs to the National Enquirer, which is a comparison that we made a while back. It's all hearsay and rumors and speculation. And Bischoff's biggest problem is that Meltzer tries to pass it off as fact.
Yep.
Not as opinion pieces. Keen Mike X, to your question, Eric has room to talk, but he's not out there trying to pass off a publication.
Yes, exactly.
As legitimate fact. He does a podcast, 83 Weeks, with our good buddy Conrad, where he talks his opinions on topics, much like we do here every Saturday night.
Yes.
And the biggest difference between Bischoff and Meltzer is that Bischoff has actually ran a wrestling promotion before.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got a little bit more room to discuss this type of stuff than essentially a fan.
And even
that's what Meltzer is a fan who has a publication that used to be respected, but in the last, I'd say at least a decade, has become more ridiculed than anything.
And to be very clear, right? Does Eric say a lot of controversial stuff? Yes. Has Booker T said a lot of controversial stuff? Yes.
But what is the title of Bischoff's book?
I don't know the title of Bischoff's book, but I know the title of his podcast, and it's Strictly Business. He gives his opinions on the business. Statboy, you know the title?
Controversy creates cash.
Exactly. But
so of course he's going to generate controversy because it draws money.
Right. My thing with it is,
I know. Good point, Emmanuel. Jeff over here looking like prison yard Dom over here with the mask.
I know why he's got the mask on. Don't worry. He's trying to keep himself away from the Meltzer germs. I get it.
No, actually, I have it because I have a bloody friggin' nose. I was trying to be subtle about it, but if y'all want to fucking throw me under the bus, fine. Yeah, I have a bloody nose. I'm trying to cover it up, if you must know.
Oh, no.
Don't know what happened. I was just messing with you. Go ahead, James.
Yeah, no. I was just trying to. I wish you stuck with the Dave Meltzer thing. I feel bad now.
Yeah, right? That would have been a good way to play off of.
Anyway, okay. So the thing that I have an issue with on Meltzer is Meltzer, and even Bischoff said this, and I'm so glad he pointed this out. Meltzer presents his opinions as if they're fact.
Yes.
What does that remind you of? Because to me, that reminds me of the news media.
Yeah.
And both sides are guilty of this. It's bad, right?
Absolutely.
And Meltzer has been a trusted source for so long that him doing what he did with just with that story that David Bix has been calling him out on recently, with them rumoring The Rock coming back, right? Recently, just talking about just going on a smear campaign on Phil. And listen, I'm not a fan of what Phil did either at that damn press scrum. Don't get me wrong. No, I don't think a lot of us were a fan of how he handled himself. Somewhat, but does there really need to be multiple podcasts of you presenting it as fact that Phil is never gonna be back, Phil's never gonna be this, Phil's never gonna be that? Dude, I see Sean Ross Sapp, I see freaking other freaking outlets giving more effort to try to get both sides of the story than there is with the Observer. And that's honestly maddening, because you're supposed to be the number one source for wrestling backstage news, and you're anything but. And you really exposed yourself, dude, because it really does show that you just have wrestlers that are truly just disgruntled.
Yeah.
And you don't try to go for the other side.
Absolutely.
You just take what they say for face value and you run with it. And for two reasons. Either you believe them and you're an idiot for doing so, which is why you're called a useful idiot by Bischoff. Or number two, and this is even freaking worse, you know you're wrong and you don't know when to pull the fuck back.
Or number three, he's doing what radio DJs used to do back in the day and taking a payoff to print somebody's story.
Yep. Or,
they
you know
used
what?
to call it payola.
I bet you it's all of the above. I bet you it's all of the above. And it's annoying. Because you know what? I have said for months, if you are a fan of wrestling, the last thing you want to do is subscribe to the Observer.
Yeah.
And if you want to, for opinions that Dave has or whatever, and what Alvarez has, if you get some value out of them, more power to you.
Yeah, it's no different than
just
the
don't
people,
take it serious.
It's no different than the people that buy the Enquirer or the Star on a weekly basis.
Yep.
If you're just going to read it for entertainment, awesome. But if you start trying to buy into the rhetoric as fact, that's where it becomes a problem.
Yep.
Me and James have said quite a bit on this topic. Noah, we'll throw it over to you. Finish up the top row here, and then we'll start hitting everybody else up. What do you think about these comments by Eric Bischoff? Is Meltzer a useful idiot?
I think that's safe to say when you consider that people take his words like the gospel, but it's also what I kept telling you all since I've discovered what was an internet wrestling community since 2017. I don't subscribe to any publication. I don't look at notifications. I don't even scroll. What news I come to find out is either right here or through NoDQ, or I see something in the ATW crew. Seeing is believing when it comes to me, when it comes to the reality, keyword reality, in the realest form of the wrestling industry. It's like a wolf in sheep's clothing. For the love of money brings out all evil, not money itself. And Dave Meltzer has made money off the fact that he has this overly biased, publicated star system that only has rated one match in WWE 5 stars worthy that involved Cody Rhodes with a torn pectoral muscle over the last freaking decade. And the fact that when it comes to this just happened in the industry, is it true or not, the first person everyone tags is one DM, not through his DMs either directly. It's an amazing thing to think about how far publication and procrastination and propaganda really overcomes judgment when it comes to rational thinking in today's society, which yields such a dumb, stupid, biased, toxic internet wrestling community spearheaded by this number one jackass.
There you go. Meacham, welcome back to the camera. Sorry if you felt like I gave you a little bit too much of a hard time. What are your thoughts on good old Uncle Dave?
But I digress.
No, I just get so wound up talking about fucking Meltzer. Oh God, I can't stand it.
I agree.
I second.
First of all, to clear up any misconceptions about his cred, if you will. So we're talking about Dom, Vato, talk about street cred, word.
No, listen.
Don't say that again. That you are
Please,
way too white to
never,
say that.
ever. No.
Even your son is giving you a glare like the fuck you just say that.
What the hell?
I did it because the boy's here. Exactly why I did it.
Oh, okay.
That's fair. That's fair.
Gosh.
Again, roll with the joke, folks. Anyway,
Jeff Denham status.
Exactly. So I Meltzer only has credibility nowadays for 3 reasons: Bret Hart, Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson.
Yep.
End of sentence. If it wasn't for Bret giving him the complete his side of the story about Montreal and everything that led up to it, and the Bucks jumping on that NorCal cock after he criticized them for years, he wouldn't amount to dick at this point. He wouldn't.
That's fair.
As far as this little love-hate relationship with him and Ian Bischoff, which I am a subscriber to the Conrad stuff, so I hear it every day. Not just Bischoff, because Conrad brings Dave up on all his podcasts, all his shows. And, some people like Dave. Some people respect Dave for whatever reason.
Honestly, for me, I'm kind of indifferent when it comes to Dave.
Okay.
As I am with
I
everybody.
don't hate him as much as some people seem to, but I don't subscribe to his stuff like it's the gospel either.
No, and the
I've
thing is,
I've learned over my 25 years as a fan, take everything I read, especially on the socials, with a grain of salt.
Ding.
Seeing isn't believing, believing is seeing, right, Bernard?
There is one single reason I watch his YouTube channel when it is active after a TV show, because our buddy Denise hosts the after show. That's the end of the sentence right there. If it wasn't for Denise, I wouldn't even give his damn YouTube channel the sweat off the end of my dick to dry him off with. Like, seriously, he's useless.
Wow.
Him and Brian, God, we had Brian on the show a couple different times in the old Extreme Mayhem days. And Brian was a trained wrestler, and he's proven me no better than Dave. And it irritates the shit out of me that these guys still get credibility. But I have said from the very beginning, and I stand by this. I do, because I'm as guilty of it as anybody. The best way to shut something or somebody down is to do exactly what they don't expect or want you to do. If they want all the attention in the world, no sell every bit of them. And they'll go away by their own volition if you don't give them the attention they feel they deserve or want, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Dave Meltzer continues to get attention. Dave Meltzer continues to get on, get attention because Bischoff continues to fucking tweet about him.
Yeah.
I will always champion Eric Bischoff and his contributions to wrestling, whatever opinion Ric Flair has of him on any given 15 minutes.
Yeah.
For real, Mage. Make up your goddamn mind. But
there you go.
He'll sit here on the podcast every week and bitch about Meltzer, getting sideways on stuff, and then you go on and then he sits there, and it irritates me that he does this. He goes on the show with Conrad and talks about, I'm not going to do things with Rick over social media because now I guess, and then you tweet and you tweet and you tweet and you tweet. And if you want things to not keep going, take the goddamn, you live in Wyoming. Step outside, get a breath of that fresh air, muckerfuther. Anyway.
Yes,
Meltzer is Meltzer. The opening of our show, karma is karma is karma. If you want Meltzer to go away, you don't bring up Meltzer. And I know it was a topic brought up, and I don't mind bringing it brought up because it was a big deal, because somebody finally not only exposed his dumb ass, but rang him through the ringer like he was an old piece of laundry in the old South. And thank God it happened. but it needs to keep happening before he'll truly go away. And the thing is, if it happens, he gets attention. So does it really go away?
No.
There you go.
Yeah.
Go ahead, James.
To be fair to Eric, it's not also entirely on Eric. There was one part in your explanation that you brought up. Conrad keeps bringing him up too. Yeah. So what is Bischoff to do? What is a boy to do? You know.
So yes, Conrad does bring Dave up on the pot as far as like recaps of shows, what's in the Observer that week in history or whatever. My thing is, Bischoff will sit there and just roll his eyes and fucking Dave is fucking Dave. And then rather than practice what he preaches, because when he and Flair got sideways again last year, earlier this year, whatever it was, I'm not going to squash a beef with Rick on social media. If Rick wants to talk to me in person and settle it, then we'll settle it. That was not the exact verbatim quote. Forgive me. It's the fuck time is it? It's 11 o'clock at night. I'm at least 3 drinks deep. I'm not really remembering exact quotes, but he says that shit, and then rather than do the exact same thing to Dave, either have Dave show up and punch him in his stupid pug nose, or ignore him completely. He'll tweet him, and he'll tweet him, and he'll tweet him, and he'll tweet about him. And that's even worse.
Yeah.
You add it to the freaking controversy.
Feeding the fire.
If you at somebody on Twitter, or you just, because fucking Dave's going to have somebody watching his Twitter, if you talk about them, they never truly go away.
Yeah, that is on Eric.
It's 100% on E. 100%.
That is on Eric. But I think on the podcast itself, like, I don't know, like if you want to bring in some stuff about Dave, I guess you have to just for historical context. But also, dude,
and again, nobody has covered the industry that detailed fact or fiction longer than Dave Meltzer, and I'm not going to deny that. Right. And Eric's point, and he's 100% valid, is what you guys have all said. Dave presents his insider information as fact. Yeah. Everybody was cocksure The Rock was going to be there till he wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was cocksure we were going to have an acknowledgement ceremony on Raw till we didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I see more and more every single day. I'm on there, I'm on here, I'm on the socials. Why the man in the upper left goes on there, puts his tweet out for the day, and gets on with his goddamn life.
Hi, my name is Noah Foster, and I'm a guy that lives outside the social media world.
There you go.
Yeah. Noah has a job he goes to. Noah has a church he goes to on weekends. Noah chooses to live his life outside of that social media bubble,
which I've started to do, and I'm way better for it too.
Which I will say time and time again, including with my son in the room. Noah is the best person I know because he just doesn't freaking let himself get caught up in the gaga of the bullshit.
Yep.
Anyway, I've ranted enough about Dave fucking Meltzer.
To go for someone with, I'm sure, a new, fresh take on it, let's go to Dory.
Oh, boy. Ready to hear your take on this, Dory. You're still muted, by the way.
Oh,
all right. There we go. Now, I did not get to see the clip, but from what you guys are saying, here's where I'm going to go.
Go for it.
I have respect for journalists in what they do. And everyone is entitled to their opinion. But they need to remember that it's their opinion. It's not fact until it's already been said and done.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's what it comes to. And I have my various social medias. I check on them once in a while. And if it weren't for the fact that I have family across the country, and Facebook is how I keep in touch with most of them, I probably wouldn't even have it anymore. There is too much crap out there, and you still have the people who have to post what they're doing every minute of the day and then get mad because somebody's up in their business. Well, honey, you put your business out there for us to be up into.
Thank you.
What is privacy?
Yeah, you don't have any if you're putting all your business out there on whatever social media for everyone to see. Then don't complain about it when somebody's all up in your business because you put it out there to begin with.
Exactly.
But again, total respect for journalists who actually do journalism the way it's supposed to be done. These guys are not journalists. They're wannabes.
Yes.
From what I'm hearing.
That's a polite way of putting it, and that's all fact.
And that's about as much as I've got for you on that.
All right.
Jake.
Dylan.
Oh, boy.
Curious to know your thoughts on this. I'm sure you didn't see the video clip because you're not in our group chat. You don't have the Facebook. But based off of what you've heard this evening on this topic, what do you think about Dave Meltzer?
Over the past 14, almost 15 years of hearing my dad, oh my God, Dave Meltzer, he's such a dumbass. Talk about this and talk about this. Oh, he's so stupid. Oh, I can't stand him. I'll punch him his pug nose. Oh my God. It's like, I have a bias, but I get both sides. I mean, yeah, he's a journalist and like he makes his money from posting if it's rumors or not. And I get the people that are like, well, yeah, but he presents them as facts. But like every place does. And that's why they're called stories, because they're not supposed to be considered true until you know all of the facts. And I feel like the way that Dave, from what I'm hearing, still is in business, because most people are saying, oh, he's so dumb, is because it's like some person posts, oh yeah, Dave Meltzer sucks, this is totally bogus, this is a dumb opinion. And people see it and like, yeah, that is a dumb decision. Well, who's this Dave Meltzer guy? Let's go see what he's talking about. And then they go and like read about what he's saying and all this shit. It's like when Sonic, the original movie, came out, the trailers they released, ugly character model for Sonic himself. And people talk about it. Oh, have you seen the Sonic trailer? Oh, he looks so bad. They did such a terrible job. Blah, 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 blah. And it got free publicity because people were saying how bad it was. People were like, yeah, that sounds bad. Let's check it out. And in the movie, it was good, but because people thought it was going to be a bad character model, they went to see the movie for that bad character model. So the movie survived off of that. And I think that's what Dave Meltzer is doing, is he's taking the bad publicity of people who want to see who's this dumbass guy and what the fuck is he talking about. And they're seeing, and that's how he's still making money. Because no matter how much Bischoff or any of the other guys talk about him, he's still going to gain from that than lose from that.
That's a fair point, and I like the comparison you made to the Sonic. You know, I do have to point out that the role of Regina George this evening is being played by Jeff Meacham, because he totally got ran over by that bus.
Bro. For real, can we talk about that? Was the most articulate answer I think anybody's ever given on open mic night in the history of ever on this program.
Out of the mouth of babes, right?
Seriously.
Oh God.
Seriously,
Dory,
James, you ever clip that? I'm gonna send that to Bischoff.
Yeah.
For real.
Honestly. Yeah. No, for real. Dory, go.
I just wanted to add in there and kind of piggyback on Dylan's statement there about the bad publicity. There is no such thing as bad publicity.
Took the words right out my damn mouth, because publicity equals attention.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wait.
Any publicity is good publicity.
Hey, wait. Controversy creates cash. Okay, there we go. Full circle. Stat point.
James, let me moderate.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
Go ahead, stat boy.
I don't know if I can even follow that because
yeah, right.
I know, seriously, Dylan just pulled John Michael's status. Follow that, bitches.
Yeah, pretty much.
That is stat boy approved to a T.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Hearing all this stuff, all I remember of Dave Meltzer was his 5-star rating system in matches. That's all I ever knew that he could do. But I want to assume in saying that, was that like whatever his rating was like the final say?
No, it was just a man's opinion. And much like the shirt on Greg Cherry's Teespring, Meltzer apparently can't count because he's given more than 5 stars to a match when it's supposed to be a 5-star system.
Okay.
There's
then-
7-star matches that he's given. It's like, if it's a 5-star system, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know how 7 is 5, but okay, Dave, you can't count. Buy the shirt. Coming soon to the Jeff Meacham Network Pro Wrestling Teams.
That's some good publicity.
Meltzer
right
can't count.
That's some good publicity right
The
there.
sequel. Dun dun dun.
You were saying.
Well, that's gonna not want me to listen to this guy because that's all I know him of. And if he's saying these things, then I'm not really gonna care. So, if Bischoff is like stirring the pot to get a rise out of this guy, then Bischoff is winning because that's what Bischoff does. As far as the whole intelligent idiot or whatever he called it,
useful idiot,
intelligent would be kind.
I'm going to bring in the Holy Trilogy and say, who's more foolish, the fool or the fool that follows him?
Ha!
Because the idiot could actually turn out to be the smartest guy in the room, or he'll get that one lucky shot, So you're not a total useless idiot. You have a purpose. You just got to find it. So
to rebuttal you, Stat Boy, and going back to the Holy Trilogy, you'll find that many of the truths we cling to depend greatly on our own point of view.
That's a fair take.
Wow.
Yep.
There we go.
Quote Obi-Wan Kenobi, nevermore.
Hey, you followed Dylan pretty well there, Stat Boy. I mean, I'm just saying.
I still say he did way better than I could ever, because sadly I didn't see the article. I'm going off of what you guys said, but he just went leaps and bounds over me. So I'm fine with that. He's my nephew. I'm very proud of my nephew and what he's saying. He's speaking his mind. I could not go with the swearing part, but other than that, that's between you guys. So, but he knows what he's talking about.
People try to pontificate their points by either talking loud and talking like a sailor. Hello, JD. But it doesn't make it any more true.
Well, yeah, everybody's just getting crap on, huh? JD now, friggin' Meltzer. Damn.
Dishing out where we can.
Yeah, I guess.
All right.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
You're not. So before we head to the main event, yes, Dylan. I see James.
I was thinking about it when you said Greg has a shirt about Dave, that there should be a shirt with the Bruce Almighty scene where what's his name? Jim Carrey has 7 fingers, and it should be Dave Meltzer's face photoshopped.
Meacham, get on that.
Oh my!
Damn, oh my God,
dude! How old is Dylan? I have a serious question. 15, bro. Yo,
Almost
Dave.
15.
Dave, hang up the Observer now. Even if you're telling the truth or not, you just got schooled by a 15-year-old. You get schooled, son. You're done.
There you go.
You're done, kid. You're
the
done.
PG version of get fucked.
All right. So before we throw to the main event, we're going to toss it to another commercial. And here's what is coming in February to the Casa D18 Studios Channel and Renegades Reviews. That isn't the video. So there we go. That is what is coming up from the Casa D18 Studios Channel and Renegades Reviews. And it is time for the main event, ladies and gentlemen. And before Jeff brings up the graphic, let me find the comments here, because I want to read off what provoked me to do this topic.
Fair enough.
So, where this all stemmed from is a group post that I'm in. Go ahead and throw up the image now, Jeff.
I'm trying to say I didn't say it myself, so go ahead and start talking about it. I'll get it up there.
All right, so this was spawned by a group that I'm in on Facebook, and it kind of came off of the heels of the Raw is 30 segment with DX and Imperium. And somebody posted that I still can't believe that a younger, fairly popular guy laughed in Triple H's face like, the fuck are you gonna do? And Paul backed down like a punk bitch. 20 plus years of programming have led me to believe this would never happen. Now, that's not the comments that I really wanted to dive into. That's just like what spawned the post.
Okay.
Somebody on Facebook by the name of David Sean Dickinson commented the following 3 comments back. And this is where I really want to get into the meat and potatoes of this, because while I find a lot of what he said to be fucked up, I also find that some of it has some serious merit. Triple H only where he is because 23 years ago he cheated on China with the boss's daughter. Walter would legit kill old man Triple H, and he knows it. Somebody then called him out for crying, and he says, I ain't crying, stupid troll. Carry on sucking him off like Steph does. It's China that cried all the way to an early grave. They wouldn't let her back whilst she was still alive, but they'll milk her memory now that she's gone. Triple H was never a draw. Ratings dropped when he had his own title literally handed to him and kept a death grip on it for 3 years, burying everyone and opening Raw with the same 20-minute promo every week about being that damn good. And ratings and attendances dropped to the lowest ever after he became WWE EVP of Talent, Live Events, and Creative, which was actually 2013, not last year. Also, there's scripted sports entertainers, and there's legit hardmen fighters. Walter would kill Triple H from any era. All Triple H ever did was ride other people's coattails. Before he cheated on China to marry the boss's daughter, he buddied up to the top dogs in the company upon arrival. When they all left, he went after Steph.
Well,
I'm last.
Now, there's definitely some hot takes there. But I also feel like there's a little bit of truth to some of that. You know, upon his arrival in the company from WCW, he did form an alliance with Sean and Kev and Scott, known as the Clique. We all know the way the Clique dominated the backstage, the politics that were played. When the curtain call occurred, Sean didn't get punished. He was the champion. Kevin Scott couldn't get punished. They left the company. So Triple H got the punishment. You know, when they all left, it wasn't immediately after, because obviously they left in 96. And the thing with Steph didn't come until 99, 2000.
Right, a slow burn, to say the least.
But after Sean left in 98 because of his back injury, there wasn't a whole lot of time between the two things occurring. So you could kind of see where the commenter is coming from there. I'm curious on everyone's comments on this. Do they feel like Triple H has ridden coattails, or do we feel that Triple H has carved out his own, because you think about, even after the whole thing with Stephanie, became kind of television public.
Right.
You had Evolution. Now he's riding Flair's coattails. Then you've got The Authority, and he's hitched his wagon to Seth Rollins, who was super over because of the Shield. And Randy Orton, who was no longer the future, he was the present, he was the now. We'll go to Stat Boy first. I know you asked to be last, Jeff. We'll leave you be last, but I want to go.
I understand that.
Yes.
I'm just saying, Dylan needs to go, so he wants to say goodbye.
Oh, okay. I can't see him, so.
I understand that.
He's John Cena status right now.
Dylan, are you actually there, or are you not realizing your phone's still on? Okay.
No, I'm here. Lights got turned out.
Oh, got it.
It's
lights out. That's true.
Yeah.
All right, bud. Well, thanks for being on, buddy. We appreciate it.
Yes, we do appreciate it. It was nice having you here, kiddo.
For the topic, I would have to somewhat agree that at first it was because he was with Stephanie. Triple H got his start and really rose to fame. But I would say after about 2004, 2005, he became the draw. It was put into storylines to, I think, bump other people up, like Randy Orton. Because I feel like Randy Orton would have been a mid-card act, if not with Triple H and Ric Flair. Same with Batista, in my opinion. That's my personal opinion.
Okay.
That's all I can really say. Authority, I still can't stand it. But, I mean, I get it from a logical standpoint. I do think, like the commenter said, at first it was 100% he was riding coattails, but eventually he became big enough of a name and a big enough of a draw to be on his own and not have to be a coattail rider.
I see where you're coming from. Just quick rebuttal as far as he became a name enough that he could be the draw. But I kind of disagree, because while he's quote unquote bringing up bringing up Batista, bringing up some of the other guys, he's also beating the hell out of them, still dominating, still being the central focus. Like they said, he had the death grip on that belt for close to 3 years, with people really only dethroning him for a month or two at best, with the exception of Benoit, which we don't talk about no more. WWE doesn't anyway. He's beyond Bruno status. And we're not talking about downtown Bruno or Bruno Sammartino.
That's a fair point of view, and I completely agree with the fact that he's still bringing people down. But I feel like, again, all champions really do that. At a certain point, they're going to have good talent and just have a quick 2-month storyline that builds up. They win. Next person. But I agree with your point that he still was beating them and being seen as the person instead of helping, which I think he does both. That's why I said I somewhat agree. I definitely take your point that he's still bringing people down, so I agree on what they're saying. I just think they could have looked at it more of a both sides than just a focal, the focal point being he's bad. At least bring in the other side. That he still was bringing other talent in, but he was also bringing other talent down at the exact same time.
Okay.
And that's all I can give, because it's 11, 17 or 16 or something like that. I don't know the exact time. Can't look at it.
Yeah, it's almost 11:30, so.
Have everyone have a good rest of the time. Have everyone get through this, not passing out of drunkenness. And I'll talk to y'all hopefully soon. Bye.
I'll see you, Dylan.
Bye, Dylan.
Thank you.
All right, Stat Boy, over to you. You're going to be the first one on this topic.
I don't ever think that Triple H rode anybody's coattails. So if you can give me a example that I can possibly see to possibly justify this person's opinion, I'm going to defend Triple H because
Well, I feel like I gave examples when I was giving the diatribe, talking about riding the Click's coattails, then Sean's coattails in DX, and then even Flair's in Evolution. So I gave quite a few examples.
But see, I don't see that because he was, in my opinion, he was part of a group that all worked together and all worked the same.
Okay, but would you say that Triple H was on the same level of Shawn Michaels when they were doing the Click with Kevin and Scott?
If whoever decided to put those people together believed in it, then yes. If Sean and Kevin and Scott went up to Triple H and said, you know what, we like the way you work, join us, put your work together with us, and we'll take you places. If Triple H was being the lazy one of the bunch and reaping the rewards, then yes, that's riding coattails. Am I getting this right?
You're entitled to your own definition. I would not say that someone that is lazy is riding coattails because I would never accuse Triple H of being lazy. When I think of someone riding coattails, I think of somebody that is not at the same level. You know, freaking Paul Roma in the Four Horsemen. Nowhere near on the level, but he was in the Horsemen. He was riding their coattails. You know, Triple H, at the time that he came into WWF and was a member of the Click with the 1-2-3 Kid and Razor Ramon and Diesel and Shawn Michaels, was nowhere near the same stature or level that they were at. He, whether by choice or by recruitment, was able to buddy up to the biggest names in the company and then reap the benefits of being their friend. That I consider riding coattails. But that's just my definition. If you have a different definition, I mean, can we all agree that my definition is a pretty fair and standard definition of riding coattails?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I also see where Mikey's coming from, and you mentioned he was recruited by the Click when he came into the company because two of the members of the Click had come from WCW and watched Terror Rising's work and how awesome it was, and Sean Waltman even said flat out they gobbled him up when he came to WWE because of how awesome a worker he was. I mean, X-Pac did not even mince words. They gobbled him up. Plus, designated driver. Doesn't do anything bad. So, I see where you're coming from, Jay, but I disagree with parts of it. But like I said, I'm going to go last because there's a lot I'm unpacking on that dude's comments. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
But back to you, Stat Boy.
Yeah, this is tough. I'm gonna have to bow out on this one because I'm just not getting. I'm sorry, I'm just not getting it.
I can go next if you'll guys.
Yeah, by all means, because I'm
Go for
just.
it, James.
Yeah.
I was gonna throw to Dory and round out that row, but if you want to get something off your chest, go ahead.
I think the idea that Triple H couldn't succeed on his own and that he was riding coattails his entire career. I think the biggest problem with that entire statement, or that part of the statement, is you got to remember that he was the leader and the sole force of the DX Army when Sean left. He picked up the ball and he ran with it and hit home run after 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 home fucking run. throughout that entire time in the mid-card scene with the IC title, having a feud of the year practically, or nominated feud of the year with The Rock pretty much, right? He then would go on to, yes, turn heel, join the corporation, and at first he was the lesser guy of the group because of the freaking mess that was the corporate ministry. Let's not kid ourselves. But when they got away from that nonsense and they had Triple H cut that promo with JR and he said, I am the effing game, that was the genesis of what Triple H would become, and it was off to the races. Yes, was he with Stephanie? Maybe. No doubt. However, who was the guy that was the best on the mic out of the entire McMahon-Helmsley regime? Other than Vince, because that's the obvious choice, who was the guy they put the belt on? Who was the second best? Who was the athlete that was able to go every week and go at the highest level with guys like The Rock? Carried an hour-long Iron Man match with no freaking problems with The Rock. It was Triple H. You know, I think you'd be hard-pressed to find a banner year than 98 and 2000 for Triple H as far as the best years of his entire career, by far. Did he have his lows? Yes. Did he ride some coattails? Yes. I would hardly suggest that he rode coattails entirely to the top. I think that's a little bit rough around the edges. The second part of that statement, I think, you know, it goes to the whole thing of, and this is exactly why I had a problem with Meltzer. You know, the idea that this guy is so bitter about how China was treated, and granted, yes, you have a right to be upset about it. However, if you feel bad about it, imagine how Triple H and Stephanie feel. Seriously. Like, you don't think they don't live with regret of how that entire situation ended up? And you're going and saying shit like that? Like, that's, you know, you gotta learn to forgive in this world. And the problem with social media is there is so much, oh, I remember you did this. Oh, I remember you did that, and all this crap. And it just clouds people's judgments and just doesn't allow for forgiveness in a lot of these people. Yep. He is one of them. And what happened to China, I'm not going to say wasn't horrible. Yes, we're not denying that what Triple H and Stephanie did was absolutely fucked up. But what are they supposed to do? Not try to make up for that crap? Even if she has passed on. Like, what are they supposed to do? It's a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation.
Double-edged sword, catch-22.
You know what I mean? Like, it's better late than never. At least they're trying. At least they're putting in an effort. And, like, dude, I still remember the night they did the Hall of Fame, and Hunter was legit in tears for Joni. Man, like, that's not something to, like, say, oh, he's doing that. Oh, what's doing, man?
Bueller, you muffled yourself.
Oh, I muffled myself?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Hi. Sorry. Hello? Hello. Ah. Sorry.
You're good now.
I'm good. Yeah, sorry. My microphone decided to be weird. But yeah, it's you know, it just comes down to, it's like, give the guy a break. He's trying his best with the situation given, man. Like, we're human, dude. We make mistakes at the end of the day. None of us are perfect.
True.
You know? Like, calm down with that shit. That's all I gotta say on it.
Okay. There is a comment that came through from our good buddy Mikey T that I'd like to bring up. The one about Triple H not being the sole force of DX. Without that supporting cast, Triple H would be dead in the water, and I agree with that to a certain extent, because when the DX Army first started, you could argue that Road Dogg on the mic was more popular than Triple H.
No doubt. No doubt.
Without the Outlaws as their final piece there during the cage match, the DX Army would have gone no fucking where.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Waltman, X-Pac, who returned on that Raw also, but Six, the 1-2-3 kid, wouldn't have done it on his own.
No.
And Billy Gunn too.
Well, Billy was in the Outlaws. I'm saying the Outlaws piece of the puzzle was arguably the most crucial piece, because Triple H was still kind of lackluster on the microphone, and Road Dogg Brian carried the shit out of them.
Where I think it's more equal, though, and this is where I think Road Dogg and Triple H are 1A, 1B regardless. You could swap the two. Is where Triple H lacked on microphone skills, Road Dogg picked up. That's vice versa within ring skills. You couldn't find a better freaking worker.
That'll give you, out of the entire DX Army, Triple H was definitely the best in-ring competitor.
Yeah. So.
Noah, we'll throw to you, then we'll go back down to Dory, and then to Jeff. Go ahead and finish up the top row here. I mean, I do have some other stuff that I'd like to say, because I think there's a misconception that I completely agree with everything this man said in his comments. I don't, for the record, but go ahead and go, Noah.
I mean, it's one of those things, again, as a Christian, we are literally taught to try and forgive. The past can't hurt, but you shouldn't hold on to the past forever, nor should you hold on to the past against somebody forever. It's the only way all parties can move forward and grow. That being said, as far as Triple H writing coattails, in such an intimidating business known as professional wrestling, sports entertainment, and you're under the juggernaut of the entire thing, the WWE, ran still at the helm by Vince and Ken McMahon, who, no matter what, always dictates the direction of everyone and everything. Triple H did probably what he had to do in the situation to best preserve himself, maybe more than anybody else at times. But we have clearly seen the aftermath of those effects, and I do feel like Triple H has a heart and does have some conscious sympathy for what he has done. But at the end of the day, if you're not out here to be number one, how can you try and push somebody else to be the same thing? We talk about Seth freaking Rollins and the Authority. We talk about Black and Gold NXT. You talk about Evolution. You talk about the Authority. You talk about the corporate ministry. You talk about the Hemsley and the McMahon dynasty. Many of those facets were literally Triple H dictated, dominated, and guided. But some of those were actually more of a other perspective focus. There's a reason why the likes of Batista and Randy Orton had the pushes that they did once they went beyond underneath Triple H, even if Triple H got the better of them in the end under most circumstances. So to say that Triple H was riding maybe is a strong word, but there is some truth to it, but I don't call it 100% valid. Because in this industry, you have to do something to become something on your own, and that involves learning from others or using others to your own advantage. And honestly, this industry, it was more cutthroat. Definitely during the Attitude Era, when he first really was coming into it. And yeah, you could say, okay, but what if, in an alternative reality, behind a closed door to another realm, Triple H does not marry into the McMahon family? Would you see the Black and Gold NXT today of 2023 and the stars being made? Again, that's Twilight Zone waiting to be produced by WWE Studios. That never will happen. All right, so let's just get back to the realm that we live in. This is the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Okay, so that being said, again, the perspective here is coattails. You're welcome. This has Triple H ridden coattails his entire career, and Stephanie McMahon further influence that. That's really what's at the heart of this. You could plead a strong case in the early beginning. But as far as putting an absolute cap on that, full to now, bullshit. No, I don't think so. If it wasn't for Triple H, half of your current WWE wouldn't fucking exist. Put that in perspective.
Yep.
That's a fair assessment. That's a fair assessment. Dory, go ahead.
James has a question.
I
Or
did.
comment.
Thank you. I was going to let you go anyway, but I only wanted to add one thing to round out Noah's whole thing, because I think this is him ending with NXT is perfect. The only way to change how things were back then is to make the business a lot more forgiving than it was back then.
The then versus the now.
That is what Triple H has been trying to do. For better or for worse, there has been effort to try to clean up that shit from ever happening again. A lot of that does have to be credited to Hunter as well.
And you can't discount effort. Simple as that.
Dory, go ahead.
Knowing that I haven't been part of the wrestling industry for only the past couple of 2-3 years now, excuse me. I have to kind of go back from what you guys are saying, because I wasn't there for the beginning. But I think in some aspect, at some point, and at some point, we've ridden somebody's coattails to start our path to get to where we are.
Absolutely.
Everybody has had to, right? We've all had to have a mentor somewhere.
Yep.
Absolutely. I will not be ashamed to admit I rode Jeff's coattails in the very beginning of launching the Casa channel back 12 years ago.
Okay,
I
and
knew he had a name, and I knew that by pairing up with him and doing the dad's thing, which we both wanted to do anyway, so it was a mutual agreement. It wasn't like I was completely using, but in a sense, I knew he had a name, so I knew it would bring eyes to the channel.
There you go.
The fact that we were friends just made it better, but I knew that having him on my channel would bring eyes to the channel. So
Well,
one could completely argue that I rode his coattails in the beginning.
Business decision.
Oh, but I mean, you had a mentor to help you get started, more or less. Does that mean you were riding his coattails in the beginning? That's a point of view. I'm going to say that's a point of view. Well, look, how I ended up getting involved with y'all, riding. I'm going to say been riding Mikey's coattails. That's how I've gotten started. But you know, we all had to start somewhere. We all had to have a mentor too. And in any aspect of our lives, somebody has had to mentor us at some point, be it a school, somebody in school, or just. I had the people who mentored me when I worked for social services, and even now with where I'm at and what I'm doing, there is somebody that I am following to learn from. Does that mean I'm riding their coattails? That's a matter of opinion.
Yep.
That's a matter of opinion.
There's being a leader and there's being a follower. There's learning and then there's just doing.
Yeah.
I say I'm learning, but I'm also saying, hey, show me how to do this. Hey,
exactly.
What is next? So I'm following their steps in the learning process, but I'm taking some of it to try and kind of make it my own and say, hey, I want to learn. I want to be able to progress. I'm a willing student. Teach me.
Right.
Mm-hmm. True.
Okay.
Everybody has to come into their own at some point, but they got to have somebody help get them started to get there.
Right.
Nobody is born naturally into knowing how to do something.
And the wrestling business is so cutthroat anyways. That knowing somebody to help take you under their wing isn't always a bad thing.
Right.
Statboy, you had your hand up, by the way, I saw.
Yeah.
I was just gonna ask if you guys were cool with me excusing myself because I'm getting ready to crash real hard here.
I do not blame you.
God bless you, stat boy.
You never have to ask permission for that, dude. If you're tired, just put it in the private chat and bow out.
You know me, I
What
want to
everyone
be a
else
little bit of politeness and ask. So thank you all. I had a great time today. I was really excited about what went down with everything else, and we'll do it again next time.
There you go.
Tuesday at 7 o'clock, 4
There we
p.m.
go.
Eastern. Dory Lou and I will be in the sports bar getting ready to report on conference championship. If you haven't put your picks in, get them into me ASAP so we can keep the stuff going. I love you all. Stat Boy out.
There you go, brother.
Get some rest, you over statistical analyzing son of a gun.
There you go. Son of a gun.
Right. So before we throw this over to Jeff to unpack everything that he's been clamoring to get into on this topic, let me just clarify for myself that I don't think that Triple H rode coattails the entirety of his career.
Keyword.
But I do see the original commenter's point in aligning himself with the clique. Once Kevin and Razor left, you kind of think about it, and Triple H kind of floundered there for a little bit after they left. And then the DX thing started, and him and Sean were on TV dominant again. And then Sean had his back thing, and then the DX Army was formed, and that lasted pretty much into 2009, or excuse me, not 2009, botch, 1999.
Botch.
I'm tired myself.
I know.
But I'm the host. I've got to stay going here.
I got you.
But it kind of went into about 1999, where Triple H won his first title and started the on-screen thing with Stephanie. Right around the same time, shortly after that. It wasn't until December that year that Stephanie made the heel turn and aligned herself with Triple H.
Yep.
So there was a 4-month span after he got the title before he became on screen with Stephanie. Not too much time passed. And then, the whole McMahon-Helmsley era thing, the corporation. Yeah, I would say that the Reign of Terror is really where he started to come into his own. And even going back a little bit before that to the Return at the Garden. Because you figure going into his quad tear, he was aligned with Austin, the 2-man power trip. You want to talk about some serious coattail riding. But once he came back at the Garden after that, he kind of was on his own level. But I think going back to the original commenter's claim, all of those world championships that kind of followed was as a result to him being married to Stephanie, him fucking Stephanie. Going back to the comment I made about Michelle McCool earlier, and her getting where she got because she was fucking Taker. He had Stephanie and by proxy Vince and Linda and Shane all at his side, and okay, well, let's put the belt on him. We know he can do some decent things with it. Still look at the Booker T thing as a missed opportunity. Booker T should have taken that.
I completely agree. One of the biggest missed opportunities ever. And as you talk about Cutthroat, I mean, JJ, there's another word we didn't bring up here that definitely defines, I don't think just the wrestling business, but the entire setup of the world's foundation of those people, coattail riders in question in general. Politics. You can't get a bigger politic in the wrestling industry than literally being under the McMahon regime in some capacity, because that means you're always being spotted, noticed, probably acknowledged first, if anything.
Yeah, exactly. So my personal standing is that he did coattail ride until the quad tear.
Mm-hmm.
But to the original commenter's point, like I said, would he have gotten as many title reigns as he has if he wasn't connected to the McMahon family.
Do the time warp and let me know. But as far as right now goes, if you look at the overall landscape at the time, I feel the answer would be a definite no. But
Exactly.
again, it is what it is. It's based on what he chose.
And
because
to
that's
wrap,
a willing choice he made.
yes. And to wrap this topic out, we're going to go to the man whose name is on the marquee, the man who has been patiently waiting for his turn on this topic. Jeff, take it away, good sir.
All you, bro.
The original tweet. I still can't believe a younger, fairly popular guy laughed in Hunter's face like the fuck you gonna do and Paul back down like a punk bitch. 20 years of programming never led me to believe this would never happen. I got news for you, dude. Walter gets in your face, your balls shrivel up and you punk out too. Okay? Number one. First off, motherfucker went over 65 minutes tonight in the Rumble and it looked like he wasn't even ready. He wasn't even near done yet. Me no fucks with him neither. Number one. Triple H only got where he is because 23 years ago he cheated on China. Wrong! With the boss's daughter. Walter would legit kill him and Hunter. That part is true.
Correct.
This is where being friends with people sucks a dick. Okay. You have to remember something about breakups, folks. No one's right. Everybody's wrong. Okay? Mm-hmm. Joni held on to that for a long time. They broke up a long time before he ever so much as romantically even sparkled with Stephanie. Okay? That's just that's just the facts of it. They were long done. Huh. Now, Joni's claims toward the end of her run that perhaps the McMahons were trying to keep her out of that top spot, out of a need to protect Stephanie. Part of that, I think, is Joni being bitter critter, but I don't think she's entirely wrong because, again, it's her opinion on things. Whether the facts were what they were, I wasn't in Connecticut, I was in the office, I don't know.
Correct.
I just know what I observed. But no, Paul did not cheat on Joni with Stephanie. So right off the top, he's wrong. I ain't crying, stupid troll. Carry on sucking him off like Steph does. It's China that cried all the way to an early grave. They wouldn't let her back in while she was alive, but they milk her memory now she's gone. Okay, I'm going to stop right fucking there. Okay.
Oh, boy.
Joni's life post 2002 was fucking chaotic. Okay? It was a 14-year whirlwind, and that's the nicest word I can use. Okay? Joni made very poor decisions throughout her post-WWE life. Okay? If I'm in a corporate setting and I see a talent who is allegedly trying to get back in good graces, making these decisions, and rallying off about how the company screwed her in the process, do I want anything to do with that person? No, I don't. Do I feel bad for my ex-fiance? 100%. Do I feel that I wish I could do more to pull her out of the tailspin? Yes. You know why I know that? Because I was in the tailspin with her a lot of the time. Saw it unfold in front of me. Okay? By the time Joni got herself right enough to even be back in the discussion of being back in the graces with the company, her body and her brain were already starting to check out. That's not Paul's fault. That's not Vince's fault. That's not Stephanie's fault. Now, next thing. What was the next
Really
part?
quickly, before you go to the next part of the comment, do you feel that there are at least partially responsible, though, for the
So-
way things had gone down with her upon her exit from the company.
So here's where the benefit and the burden of hindsight come in, Jay, because hindsight is what it is.
Yes.
Joni found herself asking for Stone Cold Steve Austin money in 2001.
Yep.
And that's been confirmed by everybody at this point,
including
JR, who was in charge of that.
Yep.
If you look at early 2001 and you look at where she was on the card at that point, nobody was sniffing Austin money except maybe even The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Hunter wasn't there yet. He was in the main event scene, but he wasn't the main event.
It was
yet.
The Rock.
The Rock was in the main event of WrestleMania in 2001. Never begrudged that. One of the greatest main events of all time.
Yep.
Joni was in a women's championship feud because there was nothing more they could do with her with the men. She was never going to be the world champion. It wasn't going to happen.
No.
As much as I want to believe that would have been a possibility, and if any woman was going to be the world champion, it would have been Chyna. It wasn't going to happen.
No.
She'd hit the ceiling. She'd hit the ceiling, and she wasn't going to break through. So the real reason she left the women's championship was where she was going to be, and she was never going to get the money that she felt she deserved, right, wrong, or indifferent from the company's standpoint. That's why she left. So are they responsible in part for the downward spiral? And again, this is me not having anything to do with the company, and quite frankly, on their ass more often than I probably should have been. No, I don't, and I say that because, like I've told you, JJ, as you know, I see. Go ahead.
I was going to just touch real quickly. You brought up the fact that Chyna was never going to be world champion. I had saved for a potential topic at some point down the road this comment that Mick Foley made on his Foley is podcast, where he said, look, Vince McMahon was world champion. David Arquette was world champion. Vince Russo was world champion. Yeah, I think there's a very real chance that Chyna should have been.
Yes, should have been. I co-sign with Mick. I almost always do co-sign with Mick.
One of the smartest men in the industry, yet how many times his brains got scrambled by steel chairs?
I mean, realistically speaking, it was supposed to be her at SummerSlam 99.
Yeah.
No.
But Austin didn't want to wrestle her, and so it got changed.
Exactly.
That's not entirely true either.
Ooh.
The end game was always going to be him and Steve and Hunter. Always going to be that. It was always going to come back to that. The reason, and again, that's been twisted multiple knots the last 15 years. The reason that became a triple threat was twofold. Number one, yes, the primary reason was Steve felt Hunter wasn't ready yet for a one-on-one title win over him. But a good chunk of it was because Steve went in there with a major knee injury that nobody was talking about out loud.
Mm-hmm.
And so he didn't feel like he could give Hunter enough of himself to properly transition the title to him. Had nothing to do with Joni whatsoever. Joni was never going to be in that match. That was just a red herring at the end of the day.
Mm.
Now, let's see. They
The
wouldn't let her back in when she was live, but they milk her memory. Now she's gone. I got news for you there, Skippy. You want to milk her? That Anthony fuck. That was managing her career and her life at the end.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Okay.
Fuck.
So that's bullshit. And I went to that memorial, and I found myself Glenn Haley, that bald-headed chicken fucker, and I regret it to this day. I do. And at the end of the day, Joni's mom and her sister made peace with Paul and with the company. And if that hadn't happened, we won't have a moment where DX acknowledges her on the stage. Okay? So they couldn't acknowledge her while she was alive because her choices didn't allow them to. Okay? Like I said, I will always regret not making peace with Joni myself at the end because her and I did not allow our choices did not allow us to reconcile after she made the decision to cut me off when I made the decision to remain friends with Sean Waltman. That was a choice she made. That was a choice I made. We all make choices.
That's right.
But for any fan, third degree or whatever removed to say something like that is ignorant and quite frankly hurtful.
Yeah.
So let's see. They don't milk her memory. I got news for you there, David. Every bit of royalty that she would get, or she's still here, goes to her mother, goes to her sister, goes to her family. Where it belongs. If she were here, she would get the royalties. But she's not. Let's see. What's next? Rating Triple H was never a draw.
I think I already debunked that.
Yeah, I mean, that's... You can't tell me that WrestleMania 18, yes, it was Hogan and The Rock. Not even going to dispute that, obviously, brother. But Hogan's return to the company initially was pale in comparison to that Pop at the Garden when Hunter returned.
Exactly.
Like by leaps and bounds. The only reason Hulk got back to where he got back to was because they were in Bizarro Land for WrestleMania. I say that and I mean it.
Toronto,
if they do WrestleMania in the lower 48, I don't think that happens. I really don't. And that's me, Hulkamaniac number 1, bleeding out red and yellow and black and white at the end of the day. But I believe that. And which champion got sacrificed to the red and yellow altar after WrestleMania for Hogan to get the belt back?
Hunter.
That's right. Do you think Triple H liked that? Did he do it anyway because he knew the old man wouldn't do anything else?
Mm-hmm.
But Triple H buried him. Buried Hogan completely. No. Triple H's entire 2002 momentum until he dropped Shawn through that glass window of that car halted faster than a 12-year-old boner. Oh, we hit the Hulkamaniac wall.
Damn.
That's not Hunter's fucking fault. Then it goes to Taker because, Hogan can't carry the belt for more than a month because he's 50-something or whatever at that point. So that's also ignorant. Ratings dropped when he had his title literally handed to him and kept a death grip on it for 3 years, burying everyone and opening Raw with the same 20-minute promo every week about being that damn good.
I was going to say, I think the one part of his statement that you can't argue is opening Raw with the same promo.
Oh, God.
To be fair, John Cena did that.
Promos. Well, began in the year 2000 before this, but he's not wrong.
No.
Now, as far as ratings, when you don't have competition, your own ratings are gonna drop anyway.
Thank you.
Ding, 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 ding,
Which
ding,
wrestling
ding.
company was on TV in 2002 besides WWE at the time?
TNA, which was doing fucking weekly pay-per-views for like pennies on the dollar at that point. And I like TNA.
When you don't have sustainable competition, your own product, at least ratings-wise, is going to suffer.
Yep.
Now, was SmackDown a better show than Raw in 2002? Especially during the Reign of Terror? Without question.
Damn right.
You had Paul writing. You had the SmackDown 6. You had Brock Lesnar. You had the Big Show come over and have a career renaissance there for a cup of coffee. It was a better show.
Yep.
Raw was nostalgia land. Triple H was the champion again. Shawn Michaels had come back from a seemingly gone for good injury,
Mm-hmm.
and it was built around Evolution. I'm not going to sit here and deny that. But to say that the ratings dropped because of his Hunter, because he was the champion, the ratings dropped because SmackDown was just a better goddamn show, and people chose to watch on Thursdays rather than Mondays.
Don't blame the person on top. Blame the creative writing the fucking show.
So if you want to lay that shit at Hunter's feet, go down to $7 Productions, where the biggest movie star in the world, who may still be at WWE WrestleMania yet, has his best friend writing his stuff for him, and tell Brian Gewirtz he's a bad writer and a bad creative guy. And when he shows you the pile of money he lays on every night, you can still suck his dick. Very good. Okay, now.
Damn.
Wow.
Now.
I just want to point out before Jeff continues, he didn't even want to be on the show tonight.
I did not.
I had to convince him earlier in the day to be on the goddamn show.
And I'm so
just
glad
think about all this gold
Yeah,
that we would have
I'm
missed
very
out
glad
on.
you're here, Jeff.
We all are.
I'm learning.
Please.
Everybody seems to forget that my career started by ragging on Triple H and the storyline that he was involved in. It wasn't his fault. He was booked into it. So any chance I get to defend Triple H against transgressions that aren't really transgressions, I will stay on a soapbox and pass out drunk from doing so. I don't give a fuck at this point. All right, let's see. Again, a 20-minute promo. I can't even fucking argue that.
Yeah. We all agree. We all agree.
That's the one most accurate part of that statement. Go ahead, James.
However, I gotta point out in Triple H's defense, Jeff, that yes, he did that when the ratings went down. He also did that when the ratings were at the highest point in the Attitude Era.
He never changed. He stayed consistent. He stayed his way, and John Cena did it for over a plus decade, just in a different shirt color every freaking year.
Fruity Pebbles. All right.
And again, I will always defend John, because John not only had to be WWE champion and the face of the company for 10 years, but he also had to do Make-A-Wish. He also had to do this media. He also had to do this thing and that thing and that thing. Triple H as the champion was just a goddamn champion. That's what he did. And that's all he did.
Yeah. John Cena was the workhorse. Let's just put it out there.
If John Cena's any more of a workhorse, they'd have fucking hired him as a Budweiser Clydesdale, dragging a bull behind him.
Yeah, don't give him ideas.
I mean, he did get a shirt based off a beer level. Let's get
stronger than goddamn Clydesdale. He might as well be. All right.
Anyway,
and ratings and attendance dropped to the lowest ever after he became EVP in 2013, not last year.
Yeah, nothing to do with Vince McMahon. Come on.
All right. We're not going to talk about the guy that truly was still running the company from behind the scenes.
You can put whatever fancy talent you want on somebody. Hunter was EVP of talent, which is talent relations, live events, which is booking the actual live events, and creative. You can be head of creative and have a big, long, fancy nameplate on your desk and a big, long title on your door. With the old man still running creative, bullshit. Not Hunter. Also, there's scripted sports entertainers and there's legit hard men fighters. Walter would kill Triple H from any era. All Triple H ever did was ride other people's coattails before he cheated, again, you're wrong, on China to marry the boss's daughter. He buddied up to the top dogs in the company upon arrival. When they all left, he went after Steph. Okay. I don't know David Sean Dixon from Adam, so I'm not going to assume I know anything about his love life, nor am I going to say anything about his love life. Right. I will speak about mine and mine alone. Let me get comfy again.
Here we go.
You got real.
Did Hunter target the click to buddy up? No.
Nope. Target.
He was at a rental car thing at the airport to get his own little bitty little 2-seater piece of shit to drive to the next town. And the click van pulled up. You're with us. You sit there and tell Shawn Michaels and Diesel and Razor and the 1-2-3 Kid, I'm good. Bull fucking shit, you're telling them you're good. You're getting in that van and you're having the story time along for the ride because you're absorbing the knowledge. There is no bigger fan of wrestling than Triple H at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And he wants to know all the things.
Ultimate opportunity presented before him. You pass up opportunity, you are a bloody fucking fool.
Exactly. So there's that. Let's see. Now, I wasn't there, so I don't know. but I'm pretty sure that Kevin Nash and Scott Hall did not leave WWE for WCW because Triple H put a gun in their head and said, I want the company go. Pretty sure that didn't happen.
Nope.
I'm pretty sure it was a lot of Ted Turner money that went, I'm going to go over here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm also 99% sure, not 100%, because I never claimed to know it, be all knowing, that Triple H should not go into the Garden, go into Boston, go into LA, go to these different towns and tell people, do not root for Shawn Michaels as champion. He's my friend. I don't want you to root for him. I want you to bury him as the champion. That way I can supplant him. Get the fuck out of here with that crap. And by the way, I'm going to make sure I go into the Garden and help say goodbye to my friends. That way I make sure I'm the one that gets buried because these two are leaving and he's the world champion. So they're untouchable. I'm going to make sure I stick my own ass out there that way you all can rape me and keep me down for 6 months. Get the fuck out of here with that.
He got punished.
And the only reason the kid didn't get it, Sean, is because he was on suspension for drugs.
Yep. And by the way,
sorry to throw my friend under the bus, but fuck me, man.
And by the way, to add to your point, Jeff, also, Triple H was punished because they didn't have anybody else they could punish.
Exactly.
So they threw it on Hunter. After which, before then, by the way, Vince gave him the clearance to do the curtain call in the fucking first place. He wasn't shoved down because, he just wanted to be, and he wasn't as good as Michaels or any of that shit. No. Because he was fucking shoved down because Vince shoved him down.
And he was only shoved down by Vince because the old timers at the Garden, like fucking passing them. Ruined the business.
Hello.
Yeah. No. They're wrong there. Now, before DX even became a thing on screen, Hunter was let off his little timeout and made the Intercontinental Champion. And they put him with Mr. Perfect, who was a goddamn good talker and a great worker when he was able to work.
That's a learning tree right there.
But then Kurt left SmackDown middle of the night because WCW offered him money. And they put him with Curtis fucking Hughes. That'll put asses in the seats for Hunter. It'll put him with Mr. fucking Hughes. Come on, man. Mr. Hughes is your heater. Mr. Hughes was Harley Race's heater, and Harley wasn't even wrestling in 91. Like, what the hell booking is that?
Yeah. True.
It was because Hunter and Sean bugged that they even gave Joni a chance. And even then, they only gave her a chance because the NWO started sniffing around and smelled that China air. Let's get her over here. Give her one, No, Shane, to Shane McMahon's credit, they're going to take her too. So, again, he went after Stephanie. I don't know you. I don't care. I have a good feeling that stuff like that is just chemical, man.
Yep.
When you fall for somebody, the heart wants what the hell the heart wants. And when you're around somebody as often as Paul and Stephanie were at that point, shit just happens. Yep. But again, I reiterate, Paul and Joni were long done. It's just a matter of this. You be a hypocrite saying you wouldn't jump into a friendship who are more popular or more successful than you. I don't choose my friends because they're more popular than me. Never have, never will.
No, but I think Emmanuel's just making the point that if the opportunity presented itself, most people would jump at the opportunity.
Yeah.
I would enjoy being friends with people. If the opportunity presented itself to be regular, hang out full-time friends with these guys, absolutely. But it doesn't mean I base my entire life decisions on and I'm this manipulative fuck like this dude's accusing Hunter of being. The bottom line with this is that this guy made an offhand ha-ha comment on Twitter, and this other person who you brought up, JJ, completely went down the wrong path with it.
Yeah.
And it's just ridiculous that, you know, in the context of the story, Triple H literally had a heart condition last year.
Yes,
Last
nearly died.
Nearly died. This big Austrian dude's in my face. I'm retired. My buddy's retired. My other buddy's retired. My little buddy can still go, but you know he doesn't want to get killed either. I'm backing down. I'm not stupid. I got a wife and 3 girls at home. I'm not messing around with that. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, like I said, people. I'm just gonna sum it like this: there's an intelligent rebuttal, and then there's a talking out of your ass rebuttal.
Yeah, and see that's the thing, Noah. The tweet was funny. It was yeah. I mean, yeah. Can you imagine DX Hunter? Like DX Hunter would have fought until Walter killed him, because DX Hunter was like, you know, his balls are bigger than his brains.
Yes,
but this guy on it looks like Instagram comments, but I don't know if it's Instagram or Facebook.
It's Insta.
Okay, so this guy got himself way too sideways about it.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with his choices with Joni or relationship with Stephanie. It was just about the fact that Hunter has been in WWE for over 25 years. Should have retired a couple years before he fully did. Let's not front.
Yep.
And the 4 DLAX, as in laxatives, because they need to take that nowadays to stay regular, ain't going to mess with Imperium because they ain't stupid.
No. Thank Christ.
Which, by the way, I think that was the joke of the initial Insta post, by the way, because I think the idea of the post, which I think flew over this motherfucker's head, I got it immediately when I saw it, was, well, 20 years of booking by Vince McMahon would show me that this would have never happened. Yeah, because Triple H would have fucking fought him regardless if it made any sense, and it would have buried Walter in Raw 25. That's what happened to FTR.
Seriously. This is why people got pissed off about FTR, because Raw 25, the click buried them, quote unquote.
And at that time, yes, kind of did. Which is why the guy made the comment that he made, because it was the complete opposite. He actually put Walter over.
Yeah, you can't have it both ways. You can't be mad for FTR and not be mad for Walter. Like, what the actual fuck, folks?
It was a fucking
sensitivity.
Yeah, it was a ha-ha, and that's the thing. Social media is so devoid of the recognition of ha-ha that I spend, 20 minutes my own damn self talking about this shit.
Yep.
Yeah. Because I know JJ, I completely took over. I wanted to break that guy's comment down thing by thing. That way, the show he's wrong. He allowed himself to get wrong for the wrong reasons.
Yep.
Stay informed, kids.
And for the record, to add to your point, and we can wrap this up afterwards, because I want to add a few points that to help your.
Well, make sure it's okay with the host.
Is that okay, JJ?
I'm trying to wrap this segment up, so yes, go ahead.
So number one thing I want to point out, if anybody is going to know anything about that entire situation, and even and he even doesn't know the full freaking story, but if anybody is going to know, it's the man right down to my bottom, because he was the closest with Joni for a long time, for a very long time, right? Number one. Number two, I think you mentioned Anthony, dickhead. I'm glad you mentioned him and not me.
Don't go too far though, because I really don't want to do a lawsuit or whatever.
But this, all I will say, and this is the same reason why I'm glad Mia Khalifa is where she is now as well.
Right.
I am very thankful for OnlyFans being a thing for this very reason.
Yep.
Because if porn is going to be a thing, it is better for it to be managed by the person doing that line of work than it be managed by some jackass who doesn't know the person from a hole in the wall. Even if they think they do. Even if their intentions are in the right place in the beginning.
Right.
So that I had to put there because China is very much a case of that, even if she did make the decisions to get there, which I think gets lost but on people when they freaking discuss shit like that and they just say, oh, China, it was all China's choice. Yeah, it was all China's choice, but it wasn't exactly all China's fault either.
Just trust and believe. When that documentary came out, that was a companion to the dark side, and people got to see the real story behind him. I just went, yep.
So that said, I think the general moral of the story with this, to wrap it up in a bow, God damn it, don't take shit too seriously.
Right.
It's not that deep. It's wrestling, and you're only ruining the enjoyment for your freaking selves.
Exactly.
Stop
and
doing
bringing
this.
everyone else down that chooses to view it, let alone break it down to actually put you in your place, you mindless damn idiot. And this is the reason why I stay off social media.
Hey, you know what, Jeff? Thank you for breaking that down the way you did. That has to be clipped as an entire clip. Because holy crap, the views that would get, I guarantee. If people ever want to know the full story, Jeff just told it.
Pretty much.
I've held out on that for a long time. I'm not going to lie.
I feel like there's a sense of relief, not only from you, Jeff, but honestly anybody watching this forum, to really take a take from you. Get all your damn facts straight before you assume.
Yeah, man.
There
Holy
you go.
crap. I'm very grateful, by the way, you mentioned all that information, Jeff, because that actually puts me at ease, knowing that the WWE is actually paying China's family the royalties, as you know, and actually made amends before her passing. That actually warms my heart, knowing that was done.
Her sister and her mother wouldn't have been at the ceremony if that wouldn't have been a thing.
Thank God.
Yeah,
And this just goes to show that people can grow over time.
There
Oh, yeah.
go. All right. So before we get into our plugs and everything, we're going to throw to a final commercial. Jeff showed the trailer during the watch along of the upcoming watch alongs, and now he has an updated trailer to run. So here's a look at all the watch alongs that are going to be coming, much like today's Royal Rumble feature, throughout the end and just beyond of the first quarter of 2023. So there you go. As you saw in that little video package and on the little ticker that Jeff's been doing at the bottom, the next time we will be providing watch-along coverage will be a week from technically yesterday, as it's now past midnight here on the West Coast, as WWE NXT, not Noah's NXT, presents Vengeance Day.
I appreciate the fact that this premium live event, though, is already being showcased as something different and outside that damn one-dimensional studio.
There we go. So I am looking forward to this. I am looking forward to calling to the action with you, Noah. As always, I'm really looking forward to the women's title triple threat match.
Same.
So should be a good one next week right here on the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media. It has come... Yes?
I can't find your graphic, the one with Rocky Horror and the 3 for the February. Did you send it to me in Facebook?
I don't remember.
What's it?
I thought you had everything ready.
I did. I just don't know where that went.
Let me see.
Oh, wait. I know where it is. I know where it is.
Okay, good. So like I was saying, going to start doing our plugs and everything. Dory Lou, what have you got to plug for everybody?
Well, we've got we got the Cleveland Combatant, where you can reach him at.
Bot.
Damn socials.
We have Tuesday nights, 7:00 Eastern time, Stat Boys Sports Bar featuring me. Come get the updates on the conference championships coming up and our points and views. We'll touch a little bit on hockey, where we're at with our pick'ems and our rankings. If you happen to be in the Knoxville, Pigeon Forge, Sevierville, Tennessee area in May, you'll be able to meet up with Statboy and myself at the Heroes and Legends Independent Wrestling, and which, by the way, the Bachelor Benjamin Boone is one of our guys.
Nice.
I didn't see him listed as coming this way this May, but things change, so we'll see what happens. Kind of hope to see him. He's a pretty cool guy.
Nice.
Even if he is a heel in the ring.
And maybe you'll get his rose.
Oh, that'd be interesting. And our boy Sam Knight is going to be there defending his tag team title. Again, we'll be there for the meet and greet starting at noon, and then Bell is at 7. Again, if you're out in this area and you want some good barbecue, Bustin' Butts Barbecue. We had that last week before the show, and it was great. So a couple of places there you guys can always come check out. Let us know you're going to be in the area. We'll work, depending on work schedules, we'd love to meet up with some of our viewers.
There we go.
Nice.
All right, we'll go up to you, James.
All righty. I actually have only a couple things to plug that wasn't in the trailer that showed on the show earlier. This is what I have currently that is on demand right now if you haven't seen it already. So we have week 1, week 2, and week 3 of WWE in 2023 for WWE Aftershock. AEW Spark will be coming as well. Hosted by Noah Foster. He's back on the docket again. And it will all be on the Wrestling Fortune 44 channel. So Noah and King or myself, depending on, will be reviewing AEW. Well, this week it's going to be solo with Noah, but usually it's the three of us are going to be doing the AEW stuff, give or take, and Owen and Chris Dodd do the WWE stuff, and that's covering all shows. So Raw, SmackDown, NXT, even NXT Level Up and Main Event, they cover it all in these shows. We also have Rumble Retros ready to go. 2008, 2000, 2011, and soon this week, because we were a little bit late on the draw, unfortunately, schedules didn't work out. 1998 is going to be on this channel as well. So go check all those out on that channel. And check out our WWE Royal Rumble match marathon watch along in conjunction with the Retro Wrestling Review Series, because Casey and I watch retros of all these Rumbles and have a commentary. Our buddy Zero hops in. We have a great time. We do a whole skit where what if Stone Cold Steve Austin was a weeb and liked anime. It's pretty hilarious. So go check that out if you want to hear us waffle. And yeah, check out all the Royal Rumble content from us in FTW Productions land. So there you go.
All right. Meacham, go ahead with your plugs.
Okay. Where are we at here? I'll give NoDQ a little love since it's the mothership, if you will. Tomorrow, of course, NoDQ review, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific. And, of course, the recaps of Raw, Dynamite, and SmackDown each and every week over on the NoDQ channel. Wednesday night is the Greg Cherry Show. I should be there this week. I don't know for sure. I have to look at my schedule. I don't remember. He actually just did the latest episode, Jack of All Trades, on there also, so be on the lookout for that. On demand, of course, you can catch me every Tuesday night, taped or live, preferably live, I can help it, over on Talk Wrestling. That is after NXT. And yes, the label Road to SoFi will be on most of our live stuff going forward, as far as the stuff that's on the Jeff Meacham Network or the Multiverse Media, because we are on that road. I think that's it. That's just mine, Jay. So I do have the next episode of Dads that's going to go up, as well as your stuffs. So carry on. There will be more than peace when you are done, I have a feeling.
Okay, well, coming up on my side of things, you've got the latest editions of Renegades Reviews. Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio went up today, a little bit later than I had planned on it. Not by intent. It was all edited and uploaded. I just had forgot to schedule it. So, that actually premiered and went live as we were starting our pre-show coverage. On Monday will be the Rocky Horror Picture Show, which was a lot of fun to go into and discuss. Lots of history between myself and Jeff in that show.
Oh, yeah.
And then starting Wednesday, we begin Chick Flicks, the double feature of the week for Matthew McConaughey, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, and Failure to Launch. So got all that coming up. And then as Jeff alluded to, the next time for the dads, the top 10 musicians who we lost too soon. As he mentioned earlier, it was originally planned when we were doing dads on Fridays. It was going to be on February 3rd, which will be the anniversary of the day the music died. And that plane crash that took Buddy Holly, the Big Bopper, and Richie Valens. And then when we decided to move things to Monday, kind of got jostled, so it's not actually on the anniversary anymore, but it was an interesting topic, so we decided to keep it joint list. Me and Jeff collaborated on it because at the end of the day, we were probably going to talk about the same people. It was just going to be in a different order. So we just decided to come together, agree. We both agreed on who number one should be. And we both gave like two that we thought that should be number one. And one of the two that we each agreed was the same. So there we go. That immediately became the number one person.
Yep.
Of course, tomorrow will be the War Zone, the weekly acquisition report. Got some more movies from the big old box of free Facebook films that I was going through in December. And then you'll see me open up the package that contained the Noah Foster shirt that I am wearing here today, as well as a sneak peek of my Vengeance Day gear.
Ooh. There you go.
And of
So
course,
if
you
you're
mentioned
curious to see what I'll be wearing for Vengeance Day, check that out. And then, yes, as already mentioned, Vengeance Day will be next Saturday. Myself and Noah on the call. I'm sure James will be there to provide additional commentary if needed. Tag out if I need to go to dinner. Take over for me. I know come hell or high water, though, I'm going to be there for that women's match.
Damn right, you better be.
So, Noah, thank you for sending this to me as well. We can provide our audience with the results updated.
Dun, 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 dun. Congratulations, Mikey T, Jeff Meacham, JJ Williams, Big G. You caught the right number for the men's Royal Rumble match. Number 30. Well done.
Oh,
Nobody
wow.
got the win.
There we go.
No, well, there you go. Did I
didn't say number one?
You did say number one for the women.
Well, no. The numbers themselves were for both.
Correct.
Yeah.
They reflect both Rumbles.
Well, you did get
I didn't say number one. Okay. That's fair.
Yep.
Did you not say number one? Oh,
no.
Oh,
I must have.
No.
You know what? I did 6, I did 30, and I think I did like 24 or something. So
Yeah, you did.
I did
6.
number 3. I want to say like number 22.
Yeah.
Or something like that. And then I did number 30.
The point being, none of us are gambling men, mostly,
No,
and or women.
That's fair. Also,
Who would have guessed that a number one would go all the way 2 years in a row?
No way.
Right?
Yeah.
And 2 different Rumbles on the same night, by the way.
That was awesome. Yeah, it's cool that, like I said, number 30 should have always been the prime number because that's the last friggin' number. Now it is officially in the record books as the winningest number. So,
yeah.
And good on Cody because we love Cody. So good on him.
Yes, we do.
And Rhea Ripley, damn it.
Yes. It's going to be interesting next 63 days, say the very least.
And I can't wait.
So now that everyone has given their plugs, I turn it over to the simple man with the spectacular voice, Noah Foster, to plug anything else that he may need to and take us out here as he graciously does every week. Noah, the floor is yours.
I missed y'all last week. Again, I love this farm. I love this family so much. And yes, folks, I do still have a voice, and my voice will still be here for all this and more. How am I going to survive the rest of every week? Stay tuned. But again, you want to know more about me? Know this, for I am just a simple man and a lifelong fan of professional wrestling. Damn it! But I digress. So find
Buy
me
the shirt.
on.
I
There
did.
you go. So find me on Twitter and YouTube and in Foster1916 for all things wrestling show. Of course, to be friendly on Twitter. While I don't talk about Instagram, a picture is tell a story. My life is simple. I work. I'm home. I'm not going to any restaurant anytime soon. Except for maybe after my birthday, because my friend Paul Mead gave me a ticket birthday gift to IWR World Pro Wrestling right here in the bi-state area of Ohio and Michigan, where I may see, again, Carson's to change, I may see, included but not limited to, Rich Swann, Jason Hotch, Sana Reed, and the current NWA Women's World Champion, Camille, among others. And Jeff has his hand up.
600 days and counting for Camille, baby.
You're damn fucking right.
By the way, we got a super chat. I don't know if nobody got any.
Oh, what?
Yeah, $2 super chat from Emmanuel. He says, "Was Austin when Austin won his first Rumble? Was that planned?" I don't know how to answer that one because I don't know much about it.
That would have been 97.
97.
Again, 97, the first quarter was kind of a cluster because the plan was always to get back to Brett and Sean at WrestleMania.
Right.
And then Sean got hurt his knee and lost his smile, so everything went into chaos.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the
answer is we don't know. It was 26 years ago, so we don't know.
When he won his first Rumble, I believe that was planned though because they wanted to do it that year. That was a 98.
I'm not sure about that though because the 97 Rumble was when he got eliminated, came back in, threw Brett out, and they did the Final Four in February. So
because and the Final Four was supposed to determine the number one contender for what would have been Sean's title.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah, that wasn't 97.
Like I said, they're always planning to go back to Brett and Sean.
Yeah.
But depending on you believe, Sean balked, and then mysteriously his knee got hurt. So
we'll say it was planned as a plan B because shit hit the fan. There we go.
That's a good way of putting it. And then what was once lost was found as Shawn Michaels found his way with his savior and his way back to the ring. Thank Christ. But yeah, if people are in the bi-state area of Ohio and Michigan and you stop by Monroe, stop by that wrestling show, go to IWR Wrestling, see if you can get tickets. Thank you, Paul. I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, as everyone alluded to, you'll get my voice back once again right here across the Championship Door at Multiverse and be Saturday for NXT Vengeance Day, not TakeOver, premium live event, NXT Vengeance Day, where again, most look forward match is the women's triple threat for me. Although I am curious to see how Braun Breaker handles being inside a steel cage with Grayson Waller and what sort of effect can come, along with so much more. I'll also be bringing my voice across our good friend Jeff Chadwick, representing Meltdown Wrestling League. I don't know if I'm still the world champion. Stay tuned for prediction results on that on Facebook. I'll be with them on their forum literally today, East Coast time, Sunday night. The Wrestling Roundtable, so stay tuned for more on that. Time yet to be determined. James, I'll keep you posted on that in case it conflicts with the stuff I work with you. As of course, my voice also works with FTW Productions because I will be doing all things All Elite Wrestling with the latest edition of AEW Spark. As long as I can talk, I will always bring forward the wrestling content to you across some sort of platform too. But as always, I'd like to conclude, there are no winners, no losers, no betters. There are just fans with opinions for this passion we all share. So at the end of the day, folks, support one another, respect each other, protect your fucking mentality too. And again, treasure your families. And just enjoy life and enjoy professional wrestling. It's as simple as that.
Couldn't say it any better myself, which is why we always let you close it out, Noah. You said at the start of your spiel that you missed being here last week. Trust and believe when I say we missed you too, my brother.
Yes.
It was not the same without you last week. Thank you to everyone who has joined us for this 8-hour and 40-minute journey. Holy hell. I'm having a hard time keeping my eyes open. It's been a hell of a journey, and we get to do it all over again next week.
Damn right.
For Dory Lou, your barkeep every Tuesday night. For the Hebe man, James Hebert. For the simple man with the spectacular voice, Noah Foster. For the man whose name is on the marquee, the West Coast professor, Jeff motherfucking Meacham. I am the Renegade JJ Williams, your host for this open mic night festivities. Thank you for joining us all. We will see you next week.
Have a good night, folks.